stated I said we were real cute. Y'all just talking to me.
It's working.
Yeah, y'all stop muting.
Sorry, y'all. I had to turn down the thing because I'm catching up on the Young Thug case. Okay, hello. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. If you are in the replay game, shout out to the replay game. Thank y'all so much for coming through and coming to my channel, y'all. It's a new year. It's new goals. Y'all see my vision board right here. I'm about to start working on my vision board soon. I was gonna start working on it right now while I was talking to you guys about what I want to talk to you guys about today. But I'm dealing with some fat issues right now because like when I took some time off camera, like and I stopped going live as much, I didn't like look at myself as much. So then when I come back and I'm on camera and we done went through Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that, and I'm really with the chins for real, I just had to take it in. But guess what? Hey, Miss T, thank you for coming through. I had to take it in, but guess what? It's not gonna stop nothing. I'm gonna keep going. Y'all just gonna have to watch my weight loss journey now, child. But Miss T, I appreciate you for coming. I really, like I said, I was gonna do my vision board while I was telling this story, but maybe on the next video I'll feel more comfortable because Lord, I need to go on a fast. I need to do some intermittent fasting. But no, seriously, no, I got something that I want to talk about, and on New Year's Eve, I remember saying I had a purge that I wanted to do that I didn't do, but I was like, I guess I didn't do it for a reason though. Like I just took it to mean like I didn't do it for a reason, and the reason is because I feel like it's some things that I need to settle. Like the issue is not over. So like basically what I'm saying is like I can't put it behind me because I feel like it's still something that I need to do to make the situation right. So I didn't want to just like talk about it and purge and put it behind me because I feel like it's something that I need to do on my part, whether the other person does it or not. In order for me to feel good with myself, I feel like not only do I need to talk about the things that I do that are not right, but you know, I want to fix them. I want to be a better person. You know what I mean? I want to do better. And I don't ever want to be the type of person to walk around like with a victim mentality or a person that just walk around like the whole world is doing this to me, this to me, this to me, like I'm not human and I don't make mistakes because I absolutely do. So I want to talk to y'all about a situation um, where I probably made some mistakes too. I want to talk about why I did the things that I did and forgive myself, but also fix the situation because it's still you'll get what I'm saying when I get done because I feel like it's still something that I can do. But thank y'all so much for coming through. Please hit the like, subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Also, just some housekeeping things before I get into this video. I am catching up on the Young Thug trial because I will be talking about it next week when they come back to court. I will be speaking about it. It's some things going on that I want to bring to light. I might start talking about it tomorrow. I don't know. I might finish up with Krishan tomorrow too. So we'll just see. But I'm definitely gonna be speaking about Young Thug trial because I also still want to react to those videos that I showed you guys with. Well, who are those people? Um, Gilly and Wallow. So $1 million worth of the game. I still do want to react to those videos too. So um, those things are coming. Just know that those things are coming, right? And I usually write down what I want to speak about, but it's some things that happened today that like right before, because I was supposed to go live at 3:30, but like right before I was supposed to go live, something happened, and I was just like, oh my god, now I gotta freaking pull it back a little bit because I wanted my energy to be different. Like, I want my energy to be a certain way. I want my energy to be where I'm not upset about nothing. I'm good and I could just talk, without getting emotional or anything like that. So I just watched some of the Young Thug cases. I got ready to do this, but I did write, like, I keep a journal now, and I actually got it from watching YouTubers that talk about writing things down and journaling. I want to say about 2 years ago, I started actually like trying things like that. That's why I'm doing a vision board, because I do find that it is good for you to write things down and write down your goals and things that you want to do. So, and Miss T, it is so perfect that you're here because uh, of what I'm about to talk about. But that's so perfect. But yeah, so I started writing down things, and I'm glad that I did because it's certain things that I feel like I have manifested because I wrote them down. It's certain things that I just needed to write down. Like right now, what I'm looking at, journaling is good. I used to think like, oh, I don't feel like doing it, da, da, da. But no, I'm glad that I do it because if I forget a password, or if I feel a certain way about something and I write down a prayer or something like that, like when by the time I get done writing it, I feel better about it. Now, the thing is, now, if you got people around you who want to be in your business, you might not want to journal as often because all they got to do is pick up your journal and then they got your whole heart in their hands. So remember that too. Remember that too. That, if you lose it somewhere or if somebody else pick it up, then they got your heart in their hands. So just be mindful when you are journaling, right? But yo, and it's crazy because I just opened up my journal to go to. Thank you for coming, Miss T. How you doing? And Rhonda, hey Rhonda, thank you for coming. It's good to see y'all. But how was y'all day? How's y'all day going? Let me know. But yeah, so I'm going through this right now while I'm talking to y'all, and I just went to the last year. I was planning on blogging. You see, they say Vlogtober. Girl, this was a year. This was not last year, like as in 2 months ago, Vlogtober. This was last year, as in before I really started doing YouTube. Like I had planned on. That's how I started doing it. I wanted to do it. I wanted to do YouTube for a while, for years, but I wasn't moving on it or acting on it at all. I was just thinking about it. You know what I mean? Because we'll think about stuff, but then sometimes we'll talk ourselves out of it, or sometimes we'll just be waiting. So if you want to start YouTube, start writing it down because you start making yourself do it. You know what I'm saying? But because it is somebody on here who I can't wait to see their channel, and I can't wait for them to start their channel because I'm gonna support them. They always here supporting me. But yeah, so that's crazy that I see this right now. That's crazy because this is how I literally used to write it, and I may not have even started doing it. But look, y'all, I'm doing it, and this was just me writing it down. But okay, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I'm trying to go to something else, but the top of this paper said this was what I was gonna do videos about. This says viral sensation Miss Helen, right? Y'all, the lady is passed away now. Not last October, but the October before that, there was a lady on the internet called Grandma Holla. Anybody know who that was? Rest in peace, Miss Helen, Grandma Holla. But they called her Grandma Holla or whatever, Gangsta Granny, and she used to be on the internet getting all these cash apps and stuff, and people used to say stuff about like her family, they used her and stuff like that. So I was watching the videos, and I was gonna actually do a video about that, bruh. That's crazy. But I never got around to it. And then by the time the end of the year had came, um, Jaguar White had came on the scene. So by the time, I started actually doing videos. I was in a whole nother era. but I had meant to start doing videos on. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So I wrote it down to do it like in October about the Grandma Holler. I wrote it down to do it in October, right, y'all? And I didn't start doing it because, like I said, I was procrastinating. I really didn't want to get on YouTube. I was worried about my teeth, my weight, that I don't look the same way I did when I was in my early 20s and stuff like that. And so I would just write it down because people would say that writing down things changes things. So it's crazy because I haven't opened up this journal in a minute because I don't live by myself no more. So I really don't journal like I used to, right? Because like I said, you're writing down your heart. But it's just crazy right now that I just seen this because I did write about doing it in October, right? And the things that I wanted to bring to light and talk about, nobody was talking about, right? And then in February, she passed away. And it made me so mad because when she passed away, not only was everybody saying the stuff that I was going to bring out that nobody was talking about, it was like everything went up. I'll talk to y'all about this another time if y'all interested. But I'm gonna just say this real quick. Everything went up when that lady passed away because people was talking about how her family used her for money and stuff, and how the daughter never gave her the money, and how the granddaughter was treating her and stuff like that. And I was literally writing about it. I was literally writing about it and talking about it in October because that's when I had seen it. But I never did YouTube, right? I never got on. I would do a video and then not come back or whatever. I was doing my first, few videos. And I remember I did one video and it set up there for like 2 or 3 months before I did another one. So, but what made me start doing another and doing more was because that lady passed away in February, and I was writing about the shit that was talking about in February. I was writing about that shit in October. I was writing about that shit in October, and I was trying to tell one of somebody that I knew on YouTube. I was trying to tell her about this lady because I wanted her to talk about the lady because I felt like me knowing her that she would be, very much into the story, and I never got around to it, y'all. I never did, and I put it off, and then she passed away in February, and everything I was gonna bring out, everybody brought out. Everybody came out with it. So I never end up doing the story. So that made me mad that I'm doing this stuff and I'm tired of seeing the thoughts that I have that's not on YouTube start coming on YouTube 4 or 5 months later because I don't act on what comes to my mind. So that's something that I want to do this year. I want to actually do the things that come to my mind because in my mind, I have a whole different reality, a whole different vision that I have for myself, for my life, for how I want things to be. And this year, I just want God to help me to bring those things, those beautiful thoughts that I have to light, to bring them to fruition, bring them to my life for real. So that's crazy that I've seen that. But I promise y'all I'm not going to stop on no more journal until I get to where I'm going. But girl, I'm looking at everything, story times, all that. But what I'm trying to get to is something about me and one of my family members, okay? So here's the key part. Do y'all remember when I was speaking about my grandma in October of last year, like about 2 months ago? It was like October, November, right? September. It was around that time, right? Um, I was talking about my grandmother. I had came on here and I was really upset. I remember I couldn't even be on camera because it was like one of my first like purge type videos where, and the reason why I say purge because I didn't call it a purge, but it was like the beginning of something, right? And I had came on here and I was like, very upset about the things that I had experienced that day. So let me tell y'all what actually happened that day to make me get online. It's okay, sis. Thank you for pulling up, girl. Thank you for pulling up. I can't wait for y'all to start coming on the panel. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to drop the link because we can talk. But everybody, welcome my baby, Raven, T, Top Miss T, and Rhonda. Thank y'all so much for coming through and commenting. Don't feel free to comment y'all opinions. I do want to know y'all opinions, especially y'all three, because I know that it's out of love, and I know that whatever opinion you give me about what I'm about to say, I know you're giving it to me out of honesty and how you really feel. So it's more than welcome. Please do. So where was I? Okay, I was telling y'all what happened that day to make me come and get online. And I was so upset was this. So y'all know that I was living in a neighborhood that I really didn't like, but everything going up. It was in the hood, but it was $1,000 a month for like it was a 2 bedroom, and it was like over $1,000 a month that I was paying, and it wasn't up to par. Like it wasn't. It was. I never thought I would live in a neighborhood, but I had got to a point where I didn't have a choice, and this was not always an option. My mom was married at this time when I had moved into that apartment, and anybody who you know my story. Obviously, me and my mom have had challenges and everything, but I'm still trying to fight those challenges, and I feel like she is. I'm here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that this ain't about her. It's not about my mom, but I'm just saying that I moved over there because I had to. Okay, at the time I had to, and I didn't want to, right? But I had to do what I had to do. So we know that I ended up moving over here, right? What y'all didn't know was that RJ was originally with my grandmother, right? So I gave birth to my son. Me and his dad was together. We tried to make it work for like a year or 2 years. I tried to make it work for like a year or 2 years after he was born, but it was just too much. We was both young. I was 16, 17 when I had him. We was both teenagers. He was crazy. He had urges to party, urges to be with other women. We were young. So you just imagine all of those things that was happening. You know, we would have an apartment and mess up our credit because we can't stay together long enough to pay the bills in the apartment. I'm bleaching his clothes. We fighting. He putting his hands on me. Then it's getting too bad where I got to call 911 and stuff. It was crazy. So when I realized, okay, wait a minute, I don't want to raise my son to be like what I'm looking at around me in my environment, which was the hood. I was from a different part of town. I grew up in the hood, but like when we moved, my mom moved to, like, like my mom moved better. Every time she has moved, it has been to a better place. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I never grew up in the hood, but also my grandmother has a very good profession, okay, that she was in. So when my mother was lacking that, sometimes my grandmother would help. You know what I mean? So it was like we had both sides. We knew what it was like to be in the hood. We knew what it was like to be in the nice areas and the nice neighborhoods. You know, too. We knew what it was like to travel, stuff like that. We would travel and everything, right? I went to the Bahamas when I was like 5 or 6, right? And so what I'm saying is that when I met my oldest son dad, he was from the hood, and I guess he was a guy that was in school. He used to get into fights and stuff like that. Oh man, I sound muffled. Does everybody feel like I sound muffled before I keep going? Does everyone feel like I sound muffled before I keep going? Um, is the sound from the camera? I'm staticky. Hold up. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. If I'm staticky, then I will just simply change the camera. So maybe it's the camera, y'all. Am I still staticky? Somebody tell me something. How is it now? Like, is it still staticky? Is it still staticky? Can y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. No, it's not static here. No, you can't hear me. If everything is good, put a one in the chat. If okay, perfect. Okay, so thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for letting me know. I appreciate it. So that way, for the replay game, we don't have no, dead air, no issues. So thank y'all. Please keep doing that. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all. So yeah. So where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Let me go ahead and plug this computer up too, so I don't have to worry about it going dead. Hopefully this don't make nothing sound staticky or nothing. I'm just plugging in the charger. But so where was I? Oh yeah, yeah. So he was like, we were. I was attracted to him, but I feel like that was the phase where I was into like dudes that was kind of like rough or whatever, rough kind of dudes, rough rugged dudes, whatever. I was in high school, so anyway. Plus, I had certain issues, so I started becoming. That was the beginning of me becoming kind of codependent. I feel like because of the other issues that I done told y'all about last year. But I'm bringing this up because when I realized that I did not want my son to, grow up in a certain environment, and trust me, I always did. When I was pregnant, I had the highest hopes for my son. I always did. But when I saw that me and his dad wasn't on the same page about it, I knew that okay, I need to distance myself, get myself together, and figure out a way to get myself on my feet and get like financially where I want to be, right? And so I started working a sales job, and in that sales job, I got really good at it. Um, and my mother was helping me with my son, but then like if me and her would get into it, I have problems, and my auntie Emily or my grandmother would step in, right? So it got to a point where one time me and his dad had got into it, and I think I spoke about this before when RJ had a seizure because he was visiting his dad. Me and his dad wasn't together, and I had let him get his son, but then he had a seizure because his dad was outside with his friends, and his son was in the house with the mama and the cousins, and RJ had put one of the mother's medicines in his mouth. They didn't call me. I guess, they was kind of like worried and they said they got it out of his mouth. So they thought that was it, but the pill was dissolving in his mouth. So when I found out about it, it was the next day. I got a phone call at 7 a.m. with them telling me to go to the hospital that RJ was having a seizure. I lost my mind. I lost it. I'm going to stop cursing like it all the time. But I lost my mind. You understand me? I lost it. I was like, what is going on? So my auntie gave me, she threw me the keys, and I got on the car, and I turned the fucking half lights on, and I was on the beach. I'm talking about, oh my goodness. Oh, I never forget it. Never forgot it as well, but I was going everywhere. Like, I was gone. You know what I'm saying? The police followed me down to the hospital, so I went to the top. So the police just went to me to the hospital. I was in the hospital. So when I got to the hospital, that's all I said. Then, once, thank you for telling me. And I ended up counting it out. When it's nothing but good or two, when it's good, okay, hold on. Okay. I put it down now. But one is sounds good. But two is sounds bad. One is good, two is bad. And the other one is everything good, two is bad. Because I just wish it was good. Matter of fact, I might as well just do that. Alright. Alright, y'all, I'm coming. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming, y'all. All right. So, is it on? Is this bitch recording? Hold up. Sounds like a robot. Let me know if the sound. 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Don't give up on me. Hold up. Hold up. Don't give up on me. All right, now we need to be connected, homie. Okay, say connected. All right. All right. So, all right. So, boom. So, I'm gonna try to. You say it's connected to this. Oh, girl. Tell me if you can hear me better. I'm gonna turn it on. I think that's how you turn it on. Now I gotta check it real quick. Miss T, I hope it sounds good. Can you hear it? I'm just trying to not I'm just trying to not I'm just trying to hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. If the sound is good now, let me know. Cause I'm trying to find the thing. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Y'all, let me come down and see if it's better. Wait. Is it better? You get the sound and oh damn. Can y'all hear me? Okay, she got one. So are we good? Oh, let me see. I'm gonna try to go to settings again. I'm gonna keep trying it till I get ones. If everything good, y'all, let me get the ones. Let me see ones. Now, sometimes it's crazy because the last time I used this mic, it was muting. Uh, am I? Can you hear me now? Cause I don't think the mic is working. I think that I don't think the mic working. I don't know. All right, so this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to change the camera from the camera that I got. This camera right here. I'm about to change it to the laptop camera, and we'll just go from there. I'm gonna just disconnect everything and go back to the webcam. All right. Tell me if that sound is better, you guys. Hopefully it is. You know, I've been trying to do stuff, child. I'm trying to use an actual camera, but maybe this is what the problem was. Yes. All right. So I really don't even need these headphones because I'm not gonna be playing anything. So let me go ahead and I don't even want to fuck with it because I don't want it to mess up. Child, I don't want it to mess up. Y'all just let me know what's up. All right. So thank y'all so much. I don't know if it was going better before I changed it, but as long as it's good now, I'm getting ones. Yes, okay. So where was I at, you guys? Okay, yeah. So I was telling y'all basically when RJ had that seizure. Now the reason why that's important in this story is because that was the most scariest time in my life. We had to get on a helicopter and fly 2 hours away to another hospital. It was to where they specialized in it because he kept seizing. We didn't know at first that the reason why he was really having a seizure was because he got into some medicine. Nobody knew what was going on, and I really kind of feel like his dad didn't know because his dad was outside. And while we were at the hospital, his dad's friend called and said, "Well, this is what happened yesterday." So I'm like, "What?" And I could tell, his dad was hurt. His dad was, you know, lost. Like we both were stunned, and it was a situation where I wasn't like screaming at his dad, like, "Oh my, it's your fault. You did this, da 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 da." I didn't come at it like that. I came at it like, "What happened? Just please tell me what happened. I'm not mad or nothing. Just tell me what is going on." So, we flew. Like everybody was up there, and they had to calm me down. But when they finally let me see him, he had bandages wrapped all around his head, y'all. His finger, like he had IVs in him, y'all. It was just, mm, God, don't ever let that happen to any of my kids again, Lord, in Jesus' name. But So when that happened, you know, I'm just like blaming myself. You know what I'm saying? Me and his dad flew 2 hours away to a different hospital, and we stayed there for a week. We stayed there for exactly 7 days. He had to take tests every day. He was doing CT scans. He got all the way back to like it never happened. He did. It was we were all scared, but they were saying that they do feel like it was just because he had taken that medicine, and even though they got it out, the little bit that was dissolved was in his system, and his blood pressure was dropping little by little all throughout the night. So by that next morning, he had literally stood up and walked to his dad, bro. And he got in the bed with his dad, and his dad was about to go back to sleep, and he said that he just noticed him like doing this. So the fact that he was able to get up and walk to his dad while this was happening to him was just amazing to me. It was amazing to me. Nobody can walk while they having a seizure, bro. But as a baby, this boy was one, y'all. As a baby, he literally went and woke up his dad, and that's how he knew something was wrong, and they called 911. So thank God for that. And that never happened to him again. He never had another seizure. Thank God for that, right? But the reason why that's relevant and then why that's important is because there were certain times, and at that point in time, and I'm not saying nobody a bad person for this, but people in your family, sometimes when you have a baby when you're young, they make you feel like you're not a good mom, like you can't do it, like you can't do this or whatever. Then, not to mention, especially if some of those people didn't even want you to have the baby anyway. If some of those people didn't even want you to go full term anyway. You know what I'm saying? My mother she wasn't one of those people. You know what I'm saying? She had 4 kids. She got pregnant 4 times. So I'm not saying my mom, but there's, we in family, y'all know it's different dynamics in people in family, right? Not saying nobody a bad guy for that, but I'm saying that because when you're pregnant at that age and people making you feel like you disappointed them and everything like that, when you have your baby and they standing there watching you with your baby, I remember feeling awkward, like not wanting to show that I was happy. And when I say show that I was happy, it was because it was my baby and I love him. But I remember my grandma looking at my interaction with him, and I remember freezing up, like, because I knew that she was mad the whole time. So it was uncomfortable at first around him with her. When I was around him by myself, I'm being myself, being my own natural self as a mother. But when she come around, it's like hanging over my head like that. Oh, you messed up. Oh, your life is gonna be over. Or oh, you didn't go to college. You know what I mean? It was like I just felt disappointment from her. So I wouldn't interact with him the same way that I would if me and him was by ourselves. And I brought it up because I remember feeling like anytime they came around, they would just take over, and I wanted help, but it was just like that takeover spirit. I don't like that takeover spirit stuff. I don't. And the reason why is because of things like that. Like, so when he had the seizure, I felt like, dang, maybe everybody was right. Maybe I'm not, old enough to be a good mom. Maybe I really don't got this. Maybe I don't want to mess up his life. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting over my own life. You know what I'm saying? So I remember just being scared. I remember, when he had that seizure, I feel like that seizure made me submit because I knew I needed help. I knew I needed help, like, and some family members that are controlling, you know what I'm saying? They won't help you unless you get them full control. And it was a fight at first about RJ, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I was one time before he had the seizure, I was taking him with me to his dad's house, and my sisters was going with me and everything because they had hung out around, his dad and all of them too. So I remember us getting into it to where I had to like literally call the police because she was trying to tell me, take him over there to his daddy house with him. So it was always a fight, is what I'm saying. It was always a fight. But when he had that seizure, and and I knew I needed help, it just kind of started making me submit. Like I started doubting myself as a mom. I started feeling like, damn, maybe I don't got it, and I don't want to ruin this child's life. This baby almost died. You know, I love him. I want the best for him. Like I don't want him to be in these positions. And I wasn't mad at his grandma because I know that she loved him. I know she loved him dearly, and she wouldn't do anything like to purposely hurt him. She passed away now. Rest in peace. But she was always a good lady to me. I lived with them before I was pregnant. I lived with them for like a year. She used to let me drive her car to school and everything. So, hey, bro, it sounds like I'm underwater. If it sounds like I'm underwater, let me get a two. If everything's perfect, please put a one in the chat if everything is perfect. I'm sorry to ask y'all to keep doing this, but I'm trying to get this story out seamlessly without issues. So I do need y'all to please right now, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, put a one in the chat if my voice is perfectly fine and you can hear me. Put a two in the chat if you cannot hear me and I need to end this live and start another one. All right, boom. Thank you, Rhonda. So, um, yeah. So where was I? Okay, yeah. So I started like really, doubting myself, and I said, "Rest in peace to his grandma." I said, yeah, she used to let me drive her car to school. So I mean, the lady was great to me. The lady loved me, and I loved her. And she actually, man, that lady was a good person to me, right? So I wasn't mad at her. I was mad at the situation, but I wasn't mad at her. I could tell she was very hurt by it. She felt like, I wasn't gonna let her be around him no more, and that wasn't true. I still, let him be around her and everything, but I started doubting myself and my decisions as a mother. You know what I'm saying? When somebody tell you you can't do something, you can't do something, you like, oh no, I can do it, and then you crash. It's like you feel like they sitting there like, I told you. And we ain't talking about no car or nothing tangible. We talking about a life that I love. We talking about my baby, my son. I'll never forget. It's like when he was born. It was like okay. I'll never forget when he was born. It was like very, very, when I look back on it, I understand. It was like symbolic to me because when he was born, I was in so much pain that I kept hitting the red button. And by the time I had him and delivered him, I was so weak that I couldn't even sit up. I couldn't even hold him. I remember telling my friend, "Give me my baby," and I snatched him from her. And when I went to try to go feed him, I almost dropped him because I was so weak. So that was symbolic to me because what ended up happening was that I got a better job when I broke up with his dad. I got a better job. I got a sales job. I started making a lot of money, thousands of dollars a week. And then I got a promotion. We did so well that our branch manager was promoted to a regional. I was promoted from a regular worker past team lead to assistant branch manager. So I had to move to Missouri for this position. So I did. I moved. My grandmother, before I moved, encouraged me to move. She said, "You go ahead. You didn't go to college. You need this experience. You're doing great. I got RJ. Don't worry about nothing." So, and then she said, "When you get your apartment in your place, I'll bring your son to you. And you can, have him, with you." But I didn't realize what I was getting into. I didn't know I was getting into a sales job that was going to require us to move every 3 fucking months. I had no idea about that. I was just happy that I was making over $1,000 a week. And it got to the point where I realized that there wasn't no cap on how much money I could make. Guess what? I started making $3,000, $4,000 a week. Coming back home, spending thousands of dollars on RJ, my siblings, just to show people that I got money and that I'm doing good. That's really what it was. I would come back and party, spend thousands of dollars partying with my friends, family, and everything, right? And it was so many people around me at that time when I was doing so well. And it's true that, you know, when you don't have nothing to offer people, some people you don't see no more. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying, I brought that up because that is how RJ got with my grandmother. That is how he got with her. That's how it started. Because I got a job. And so when I moved, I came back once, twice a month, as often as I could. Every time I came back, I spent a lot of money on RJ trying to compensate for the time, that was missed out. Even though now I realize that wasn't as important as the time there. But I thought I was doing what the right thing is what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all that the story that I'm getting ready to tell y'all right now, that is the beginning. It wasn't like, because you got some women out here that maybe want to let their people raise their kid because they don't want their kid, or because they don't bond with their kid, or because they don't want to have kids or like kids, or they want to party. It's some people in this world that have done that. It's some people in this world that maybe that applies to. But that shit don't apply to me. But when I trusted my grandmother with my son, the fact of the matter is, she sat at the kitchen table with me and told me, "You need to do this. You're making more money than you ever made. You they want to move you to Missouri and give you a promotion. I got you. I got you, son. Don't worry about nothing." And my mama had my back too. But around this time, my mama started going through certain things in life too. So when I got up there, I realized I had to move every 3 months. So it was like every time I would get to where I'm trying to go, the goalpost moved to something else. Then it got to the point where I was like, well, nah, he can stay with me. But I had a boyfriend at the time. So then she was like, well, I don't really know if you should have him around your boyfriend or whatever. And her approval for some reason meant a lot to me. So if she didn't like a dude I was dating, it it used to be a point in time where, like, the relationship wasn't good no more. It wasn't fun no more because all I hear is my family telling me they don't like this person. Now, whether it was right or wrong is neither here nor there. The fact of the matter, what I'm saying is that was another excuse for me to wait to get my son. Okay? When he was about 4 or 5 years old, a seed was dropped, but I didn't know it was a seed. See, she said, because she has a profession that she does that I won't name unless she's unless anybody messes with me, then I'll name it. Then we'll go into details and stuff. Okay. Right now, I'm not malicious. I'm not being malicious. So I'm just telling the story. So, um, I will never forget. She dropped the seed by saying, when I retire, if anything ever happens to me, he would be able to get this certain amount of money for the rest of his life if he was legally had under my name. If he was legally adopted, you still raising him, at least we can secure that he will be okay and set for the rest of his life. Don't be careful what you tell people that you want for your child. Be careful because that it was almost presented in a way of what mother wouldn't want that for their child, especially if they're a mother that's struggling and didn't go to college. What mother wouldn't want to make sure their child is straight for good? Y'all put a one in the chat if everything good. Put a two in the chat if stuff messed up. But who wouldn't want to make sure their kid was straight for good, right? So I was like, okay, but I really didn't want to do it. But at the same time, it was pressure being put on me, is what I'm getting to. And it almost became a thing of like, well, you don't love him she didn't say that, but I knew that if I was like, no, I don't want that, then it would look like I'm just being selfish and I don't love my kid or something. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. I just gotta make sure I can. Okay. So yeah, let me get back on track. That's how he got with my grandmother, okay? We can go through all the other shit another time, because it's not what I'm trying to get into. What I'm trying to get into is the fact that he's not there anymore, and why he's not there anymore, and why I got online and did that rant. So we can go into the details about any of that stuff another time. I'm only not talking about it because it will waste time, okay? For anybody that else that's watching. Because the point of what I'm trying to say is why I got mad and went online that day and said what I said. And eventually she convinced me. When I started going through life, because y'all know I got videos on here talking about surviving opioid addiction. So y'all know that I went through eventually. I honestly, when I realized that I had done fucked up and that it was going to be harder than I thought to get my child back, and I'm walking through this freaking earth knowing that I'm a mom, knowing I got a child, and knowing that somebody is literally doing, girl, I started wanting to numb myself. So that's when addiction really got involved, when I got depressed and I tried to numb myself about it. Because at the end of the day, you want to do what's best for the child. But mothers, all mothers out there, I know that most people in my chat that I see, I know y'all know this already, but just in case anybody in the replay game see this, if God portaled or brought a baby through you, if God brought a baby through you into this realm, into this world, then you are what's best for them. But I wasn't old enough, wise enough, confident enough to know that shit and stand in it like I do now. To know that your children are really blessings for you in more ways than you could even know if you understand it. If you understand it, you know. And so I didn't at the time. Okay, I went through a lot of stuff, y'all, with that whole pull and tug of that situation. I used to let a lot of stuff get to me. I used to go off a lot, and then it got to the point where I was like, I'm not gonna let nobody see me sweat no more about this. I'm just gonna get myself together and just do what I need to do, because I'm tired of people being able to get me upset, bringing up my son, or get me upset, or get me emotional, all of that, right? So I got pregnant with Cameron. When I got pregnant with Cameron, the first person who knew that was RJ. The first person who knew that I was pregnant with Cash was RJ. And he probably don't even remember this. I was at my mama's house and I took a pregnancy test. And when I was getting up, coming out the bathroom, you gotta lay it on the thing and you gotta wait. So I'm sitting up there and I'm waiting, and my son come in the bathroom because he's in the scene. I done been in there for a minute. So you know how like some apartments they got the bathroom where it's like a Jack and Jill where it's a room, then a bathroom, and then another room or the hallway. It was like set up like that. So he came in through the other door while I'm finding out I'm pregnant. And y'all know, if y'all been watching me, I'm very dramatic. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, what the hell? RJ was like 7 or 8 years old. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. When he came in the door, this boy started jumping up and down like, you pregnant, you pregnant. And I was like, shut up. Don't say nothing. Stop, stop. Right? But he was the first person to find it out, and he was jumping for joy. When he found out, that was his first reaction. He was jumping for joy. That's relevant. Put a pin in that. I'm saying that for a reason. He was jumping for joy, and it's pissing me off right now to even remember that my son was jumping for joy when he found out I was pregnant with his little brother. That was his authentic reaction. Nobody told him or put that. That was his real, authentic reaction. He was happy. And so I started listening looking at stuff because I was really anxious about having another baby with RJ not being with me. I was really anxious about that. And the plan was always to get both of my kids and us, you know, have a happy family and live happily ever after. That was still my plan at the time, right? So, but it was hard, y'all. Everything was just so hard. It was so hard because me getting pregnant with Cash changed a lot. Hey, sis, thank you for being here. Thank you, sis. And I'm just getting to the part that I want to talk about too. You right on time. But yeah, so y'all, okay, let's get through it. Okay, so when I got pregnant with Cash, I started looking up stuff about like having babies when you already got a child and making that child still feel special and stuff. So Cash dad, when I met him, I'll never forget when I first met him, and me and him, it took a minute for us to actually even go and hang out. We went and shot pool. He taught me how to play pool. And I done lost it now. I probably don't even know no more because I don't go play pool no more. I'm gonna go play pool one day. But anyway, that's what he used to do. He used to teach me how to play pool and all of that. So then he started asking me, did my son need something? And I would be like, no. And he stopped me and he was like, hey, I want you to know you don't have to do that with me. Like, I know you got a child. I know you come with your son. And if I'm gonna be dealing with you or doing stuff with you, then I'm gonna do for your son. I'm not like that. Like because he asked me did my son want something from the store, he was getting something from me. And I told him no immediately. And he was like, nah. Like he basically let me know, like I know that you come with a son and I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. And if I got you, I got your son too. So from that day forward, he would bring my son his favorite from McDonald's, which was three pancakes and a sausage. That's all that like we could get him to eat because he was a very picky eater at that time. So every day, no matter whether we got into it or not, no matter whether I was hungry or not, no matter whether I pissed him off or not, he would bring my son a milkshake and three pancakes and sausage every day. Sometimes he'd bring my grandma something to eat because I was staying with my grandma at the time. Sometimes he'd bring her something to eat. So when I say I was staying with my grandma at the time, what does that mean? That means that I was living with my son, but I was just living with my grandmother, so she still had full control. So it was pretty much like she was still living with him. So when I couldn't take the things that was going on, which I'm not getting into those things because that's a whole nother thing. Um, I ended up getting pregnant with Cash, and then the closer that I got to having Cameron, the more that I would go like make sure that RJ felt special. I would go. I remember buying him a gift for when I went in labor because I read that that's something good to do to make the baby feel special. That's already here because RJ was the only child for 8 years, the only grandson, period, that my mama had for a long time. So he went from that to my brother having babies, and now I'm having another baby. So I wanted him to feel special. So that's what I did. I got him a gift for when Cash came to this earth, right? To make sure that he knew, like, this ain't gonna change nothing with me and you. You my firstborn. You can never be replaced. It ain't nothing or nobody like you. Ain't no specimen on this planet gonna have the love that I got for you and now your brother. But my love for you ain't gonna change, right? So I said that because I love my son so much, y'all, and both of them. And so moving forward, moving forward, things start happening. I start going through things. Y'all know the story that I told y'all, the purge, all of those things was happening. Um, and I told y'all that originally the whole reason why she wanted to have custody of him or legally adopt him was so that he could benefit from her retirement, and if anything happens to her, he would be set for life. But he would need to have her name, like he would need to be legally hers. Let me tell y'all how this happened because I used to be like, okay, just so she'll just stop bugging me about it. One day, when I was living with her, and she saw that I was struggling, and she saw that I was really going through something. I know that she knew that this was the time that she could strike because I was going through it. I have a video called Surviving Opioid Addiction. So therefore, at some point, I was addicted to opioids. That was a weakness. Somebody could come and take your child if they gonna take you to court and say you're on perks. You know what I'm saying? So one day she says, Alex, come with me. I need you to help me do something. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come with you. I'll help you do something. She was, I get in the car. We go riding. We pull up at this house. I'm like, damn, this is a big ass house. I'm like, nah, this ain't no house. This is doctor's office. We walked into the motherfucking place. It ain't no doctor's office, nigga. It's a lawyer. It's a lawyer. No warning. No, oh, come grab you. Listen, sis. Uh, I'm down. I'm down. We definitely gonna do some. I'm down, sis. And it's possible. And I'm down. That's one thing about it. I don't live in so many different states. When I was working with alarm cells, that I don't mind change. I don't mind moving to a new state. I don't mind a new start. I actually like it. Um, but listen. So she don't even tell me where we going or nothing. We pull up at the attorney office. Oh, we here to do the adoption. And I'm like, what? But I'm also knowing in the back of my mind, if I blow up right now and snap, she gonna kick me out. I ain't got nowhere to stay because there was a point in time when Cash Daddy had to go out. He had to leave the state, and when he left, he ended up flying me and Cash up there with him. But there was like 2 or 3 months that he went up there first because he was trying to start a business up there with his cousin. So when he went up there first, he was sending money back, but I was staying with my grandmother. And then when it got to the point where stuff started being crazy, like what I'm about to tell y'all, then he was like, "Oh no, I need to get y'all out of there." So he sent us a flight, and went up there with him or whatever, right? But when I was down here, and she knew that he was gone, right? So I feel like that was when I was my most vulnerable, and I feel like that's when she decided to strike. And I know that this might catch some people like kind of like off guard because of the way that I speak about her. But I need y'all to understand that y'all know what I told y'all about my last purge. So this is the lady who I felt like I owed my life to. This lady I felt like I owed my life to because of what happened. So I'm feeling like she was my savior. You understand? Very, very spiritual. I thought she was the most perfect woman on earth. I literally, when I used to wake up, when I used to be like at her house or at my other grandma's house, when I would wake up and didn't hear nobody, I would be afraid that the rapture came because she to be telling us about it or whatever, right? I would go in the room and look and see if she's in there because I know if she ain't in there, the rapture ain't come yet. That's how I felt as a kid. Now I was kid minded, but I'm saying that because I need y'all to know how much how I looked at her as such a spiritual woman, as a perfect person. And don't get me wrong, none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying she's wrong because I realized that she wasn't perfect. I'm not saying that at all. But for you to not tell me where we're going and pull up at a lawyer's office and you know I'm in the most vulnerable time in my life, you know it. I'm talking about postpartum and everything. Because Cash is a baby, by the way, during this time that all this stuff is happening. So if she put me out, she put Cash out. And she had did it before, so I know she would. Because she has put me and Cash out before. because his daddy wasn't like RJ daddy. His daddy wasn't gonna just lay down and let you push him out of his son's life. And I ain't saying RJ daddy a bad person or whatever, because we was both young, and it happened to both of us. Not only did she push his daddy and me because I allowed it to happen, push his daddy out of it, push RJ daddy out of his life, and y'all put a pin in that because this is the parts that I'm telling you right now. These are the parts that we're gonna get up to date with. And ain't nobody right or wrong, because I'm gonna tell y'all some shit I did wrong too in this. I'm not no victim. This ain't for me for nobody to feel sorry for me. This is some real shit. And I actually do want y'all advice on how I can fix my part, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I did too. So hold up. So Cash Daddy ain't going. Like, no, that's his son, that's his only son, and you're not finna you ain't finna do that. When he saw what they was trying to do, they wanted me to let they wanted me to let my cousin, who not even really blood related to me, she would have been my aunt-in-law, get Cash. They convinced me for 2 weeks. They was like, "Do you need a break? Let him go up there for 2 weeks. Let him go up there for 2 weeks." They kept saying. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I am going through postpartum. It's a lot of stuff that I'm going through. It's a lot of shit happening right now, and it was a lot going on, y'all. It was a lot. We could talk about it, but not on this one because it'll be all day. But so I agreed for 2 weeks, right? When I said I wanted him back, she would get mad. So I'm like, oh no, they trying to, oh hell no, man. So I drove up there. The first time I drove up there and I called, because that was 4 hours away. 4 hours. I drove up there. They're like, oh no, she want to help with him. She want to help you. You know, she's not trying to keep him or nothing like that. And I was just like, nah, this sounds like that same shit they ran with RJ. Let me take my ass down there. So I went down there and I got my baby. Come to find out, when I get down there, he in the fucking projects. Nothing against people who live in the projects. Nothing against them. Because, listen, if it comes down to it, my peace of mind is first. So if I listen, it's getting hectic. I can't say I judge projects no more. I never lived in them, and I pray that I never have to. You know what I'm saying? I pray that the things that I'm trying to do this year work out. Because I'm the type of person that I need my own household. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to living on my own. The only fucking thing or person that I want to submit to is my husband. Because of everything that I've been through. I'm the type of person where I need my own. So yes, I'm blessed. This is good. Now I got my space. Thank God for that. My mother, you know, just like I'm the best thing for my kids, she was the best thing for me. She understands me and has more patience, I feel like, than other people when it comes to me being an adult, when it comes to grown shit. Now, when it comes to childhood trauma and stuff, we don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about that because I'm not out to hurt her, and I don't think she out to hurt me, right? Right. So I kind of that's kind of not too accurate what I just said. Me and my mama, we go through it all the time. Okay, we go through it every day. Every other day we go through it. But she hasn't like kicked me out. You know what I'm saying? So but I do eventually want to get back in my own place because I think that that's what it is. I think it's the fact that I have my own place and I'm used to having my own place. I'm used to going out and getting money. I'm used to being a different person. And when I started going through stuff, you know, everything just went down. And it's like every time I try to build up, something happens. But those things, all those problems, those curses, those traumas, those things are gone in the name of Jesus. Those things are done. This is 2024. It's a whole new thing, a whole new year, a whole new me. Actually, it's just the real me coming out and not being afraid to be me. So, anyway, Girl, I find out that it's the projects. They got brick walls up in here. Y'all telling me that this is a better place for my child to be than with me? Are y'all nuts? Then I saw people so much other stuff, y'all. They was like, I ain't got a job up there and everything because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try to stay up here with him. But then other shit started happening. Like I'll tell y'all about it. Story time. I'll tell you about it. But we gotta get to where we going. So I end up realizing that this is not a good place for him to be. And I got my son and drove back down to where I came from with my child. But I was staying with my grandmother. She was mad when I went and got him. So you know what she said? Alex, you can stay here, but Cameron can't stay here. Why he can't stay here? He's around 1 years old. You know, I'm older. I can't be around no babies. I don't have the patience like I used to with Archie. Okay, cool. Do I think it's right? No. But at the end of the day, it's my baby. So I can't get mad if she's saying she don't, want to be around the baby or whatever. But I really feel like, thank you, sis. I really feel like that was just pressure for me to do what she wanted me to do, which was let him be with that lady that lived in the projects. When I went down there, I didn't like the situation. My son didn't need to be down there. I saw a bunch of red flags. I trusted myself and I got my child. A few years later, one of them same kids that was playing with my son, got shot in the head in that very same neighborhood that they had my baby in. The same kid he was playing with. Rest in peace, he is no longer here. In the head. That's facts. That's facts. The lady name started with a J that I'm talking about. And when I found out what happened to that boy, nobody's been even saying, Alexis, you was right. We sorry for giving you so much hell for wanting to bring your son up here. We sorry for giving you so much hell for not trusting what we think your son. No, that's when I started getting. That's when I started really feeling like. That's when I started really being more confident as a mother. That's when that lioness started coming out for real. Because I had started having certain experiences. I was like 26. My brain had got done growing. You feel me? Everything was all there. You feel me? So things started shifting in me. And I started realizing, like, no, because of the pain that I'm still going through about my firstborn son, I will not let you do this to me. Because little do they know, I'm still praying and waiting and hoping and praying that I get in a situation where I can come and get his ass up out of there too. Facts. The things that I would hear that was going on with him, whenever I would go over there or go to visit him, it was a whole different thing. And then, when your child is with a, somebody else and not you for a certain period of time, they start to have trust and bonds with these people. Even though you're working, when I left, it was for work. And it was working out for a couple years before things started going downhill and life started happening to me. You understand? I had some fucked up experiences. Because when you move state to state, I learned a couple lessons in those times, y'all. And I'm going to talk about those too eventually. But right now I'm gonna stay on this. But so boom. So all of that, we're gonna fast forward. I found out what happened to the boy. So we all up in Philly now. Me, Cash, his daddy, we up in Philly. So y'all know that I'm incomplete and I'm still going through pain and I'm still hurting. Why? Because RJ's still down here. Eventually we moved down here. It was crazy because my family was the ones who convinced me to move down here. And then when I moved down here, they was like, "Where you gonna stay?" After them told me that you got a place to stay, don't worry, da da da. Because around this one I wanted to, you know, me and Cash Daddy, I felt like we needed to, you know, separate. for a minute because I needed to get my bearings to get myself together. Went through postpartum. I went through a lot of stuff. But one thing about it is I ain't never ever needed something and didn't get what I needed. And by that time, I realized certain things about pushing a man out of a child's life. And I saw it happen with RJ and his dad. I saw it happen with RJ and his dad. And I spoke about this on Sugar Love, my auntie Sugar. On her channel, I spoke about this. She was the first person who I ever spoke about this with. Her and King Kev was on a podcast. And we spoke about how sometimes we don't realize as a family or as a woman or whatever, when you pushing the man away from the child life so long to the point where they don't know each other now. So now it's like harder for them. You understand what I'm saying? So around this time, I'm like, oh nah, man. This is only son. He loved his child. Like I remember when we first came back from Philly, we wasn't together, and I was serious about not being back with him. And so when they convinced me to come back down here, I moved in with my grandma, right? Cash was with me for like 2 weeks. And his daddy was calling me, telling me he wanted to get his son and stuff. And I knew, like, I felt the pressure from them of, like, oh, he can't come over here. Reggie can't come over here. Da, 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 da. Man, I let Cash go with his daddy. Do you know that lady came in that room and told me, where's Cameron? I said, he with his daddy. You're not going to be able to live here if you're going to be letting him go to his daddy's house. That's big facts. I'm going to let that sink in for y'all. That lady really said that to me. That lady really said to me. That lady really said to me, you're not going to be able to stay here if you let Cash go with his father. I'm looking at this lady and I'm waking up as I'm looking at her. You know? As a woman, I see something that she's lacking. You understand what I'm saying? There's something missing in the house that she longs for sometimes. But I don't think she realizes why she ran it away. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect because of the fact that is still my lineage. It's certain things that I don't want to like go too deep into because it ain't like she's somebody off of the street. Even though they might treat me like I'm somebody off the street, God's still watching me. So I still love my family. You know what I'm saying? Even people like that. Even though I had to do. Now let me tell y'all why I just told y'all that part. Because I couldn't even react. I hate when a motherfucker got me in that position too. When they do some fuck shit and I can't react because I need somewhere to live. Oh, I hate that shit. Oh, I hate that shit. When a motherfucker know they got me by the balls and I can't do nothing or react with nothing because I ain't got nowhere to stay. I hate that shit. And instead of crying about it, I realized that I just need to do something about it. You feel me? Don't cry about it. Do something about it. But it used to be to a point where I was emotionally weak. I was lacking. I was just now changing my life. I was trying to do better. And people, to anybody who ever might see this video in the replay game or whatever, because we are in an opioid crisis. So I absolutely know for a fact that if I got 100 people watching my video, 10 of them pop perks. That's a period. If I got 100 people watching a video, if I get 100 views on a video, 10 of those people pop perks. 3 of them addicted bad. Okay? Because we are in an opioid crisis, and that's just facts. So for the people who watch my video that are going through that, I need you to understand that sometimes your family could be your worst enemy when it comes to that. Any type of addiction. Sometimes your family could be your worst enemy. Because why? Because for one, they put you in a box. For two, they don't value you. They start looking at you a certain type of way, especially if they need a punching bag. If they need somebody that they can beat up on to make themselves feel better, you're fucked. If they want your children, you're fucked. If they want to make you look bad or just don't want you to do better, you know what I'm saying? They could do and say things to make you want to go back out there and be numb. And when I realized that, I thank God that we moved to Philadelphia, because moving to Philadelphia taught me one thing, and what it taught me was that I could do this shit by myself. I could be a good mother alone. And I hated myself for not believing in myself like that with RJ. I did. Because I realized Cash had accidents when we was up there. Certain shit happened. I remember one time Cash had burnt himself because I was in the bathroom and I had put his I used to make his ramen noodles in a microwave, right? And Christmas had just passed. And his daddy had bought him like the little Ninja Turtle table set with the chair and the table and stuff. And he got up on top of the table and opened up the microwave, and he was gonna make his noodles himself. So he pulled the bowl out of the microwave, and when he pulled the bowl out, the bowl flipped and the water fell on him. So he burned it. He ended up getting I think his 1st-degree burns when they don't leave a scar after it heals. But that happened, and then one time we was getting ready to get on the bus, and this drunk lady just walked right into him on the bus, and while the bus was pulling up, and he ended up hitting his head. So, and I think something happened at daycare one time. He hit his head at daycare. So, when those 3 things happened, I didn't have no family around me. I didn't have nobody around me that I knew. I only had strangers around me or people that I would meet in passing because they would be on my same route. Like if you sit at the bus stop at the same time every day, you start to get familiar with people who coming and going around the same time, right? So when it happened, Cash and both of them, they are literally lights. They are literally walking light beams. You understand? They are very vibrant. They always get attention, and not because they're looking for it, but just because that's how they are. They just vibrant like that. You understand? So people know them when they come through. People recognize them. So when I never forget when he got hurt and his when he hit his head and his I had to call 911 and stuff like that. I was like, I knew something was wrong because of the way he cried when I picked him up. He the way he screamed out, I felt it. And so the way that I handled it though, I was like, y'all, we scaring him, like y'all back up, because he looking around at 4-5 people sitting up looking at him. That's scaring him even more. Like just back up. And I calmed him down, and after everything had happened, like about 2 or 3 weeks later, the people was like, you were just a really great mom. Like, you a great mom. Like, the way that you dealt with it. Like, they was complimenting me for how I dealt with it. And how he was like 2 years old and I had him reading. That's what we would do on the bus, on our route to and from where we would go. We would read. We would A is for apple. He would do the whole alphabet. We would read. We would point out cards. Like it was me and him. And his dad was our financial support. But me and his dad started having problems when we was up there. So a portion of that time, we separated. But it still didn't, you know what I'm saying? We still was all right because he was still taking care of us. You know what I'm saying? He was still helping us. Like he wasn't just doing for just only Cash. He would make sure that I was straight too, even though we wasn't together. Now I'm not saying that man is perfect because we both took each other through hell, but I'm saying that when you at a certain place in life and you mature, I thank God that I didn't push him out of Cash Life, is what I'm saying. I thank God I didn't listen to what everybody else was saying, because it broke my heart on Christmas to be sitting here talking to my son and Cash Daddy gave him money for Christmas. RJ, I'm talking about. When Cash, me and his dad split the Christmas time. So when Cash went with his dad for his time on Christmas, and it was me and RJ, and we sat there and we talked, I had to hold back my tears, y'all. The whole time I was talking to my son, I had to hold back my tears because I was kicking myself in the ass that I let them push his daddy out of his life like that. To where now, it's not what it could have been. Because his dad used to go and try to see his son, but he had to deal with that lady who I'm telling y'all told me she was going to kick me out if I let Cash go with his daddy. That's the same lady who told me to come and help her do something and took me to a fucking lawyer's office and didn't tell me shit. It made me make a fucking decision right there on the spot. That is the same person that I'm talking about. This is the same person. And he would go over there, and she's not easy to deal with. She's not. You can't tell her that she's wrong about anything. This lady literally, I love her still. To this day, I love her. I don't want nothing too bad to happen to her. I still pray for her. I actually start with her when I pray, and I ask God to protect my grandma Marion and everybody on down and throughout our bloodline, because her mother passed away now, so she's the matriarch. So what she says matters to everybody, and I don't like situations like that no more because of what I have experienced. Because I don't like situations like that, because it's like people, they fight for her approval, they fight for her approval. So they'll literally go to her and talk shit about me to get something out of her that they want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying they because I can't really put like a name to it because there's so many different situations. But I'm just trying to kind of give you guys a character of this person. And it's because it's something happening today right now that I'm not at. And it's because of her. And I want everybody in my family that are looking for me or that ask where I'm at, I want you to know the truth. Because I'm tired of not showing up to the family functions and letting her write my story to y'all. So if you're a part of the clan, y'all only get half of the story. So moving forward, right? Okay. I told y'all I was Christmas. I was so upset, y'all, because I literally was kicking myself in the ass that I let anybody say, how my children can spend time with their dads. When Cameron was getting ready to go to school, when he was getting ready to start school, right? And I'm gonna have to back up a little bit here, but this is just something recent that I just want to tell y'all so y'all can understand what I'm saying. He was getting ready to start school. She didn't think his dad was gonna be like involved like he is. This lady said, "I got to get Reggie out of your life. You gotta get him out of my life." I heard that before. You said that before. And I'm not gonna bump my head twice. You might fool me once, but if I let you do it again, it's really, you understand? It's really some, boy, please. When she said that, I was in a certain position, y'all, because guess what? I was driving her truck. And that's what happens. Just like I told y'all that's how I ended up signing those papers because I didn't want to be homeless with cash because I was living with her when she told me to come help her do something and take me to a fucking lawyer's office to get custody of my son. And to tell me that this ain't gonna change nothing. Nothing's gonna change, Alex. Peep this, y'all. Now this is important. Remember this part. And she said, nothing's gonna change, Alex. You know that this is just for that. Nothing's gonna change. And I remember saying to the attorney, he said that I had 4 days to change my mind, either verbally to her or down there, come down there on paper. Do y'all know after the 4th day that lady put me the fuck out? After the 4th day, she put me out anyway. Y'all didn't hear me. So we went to the lawyer's office, okay? That I didn't even know we were going to. She said, come help her do something. She said, shit about fucking a lawyer. We just pulled up there and I was fucking ambushed. I had to make a split decision in a split second. And I said to myself, you know what? His daddy would never agree to this shit. And she would have to have, approval from both. Because he named after his dad. So I'm like, you know what? His daddy would never approve of this shit. So maybe if I just fucking go ahead and do this, I can bank on it knowing that his daddy ain't gonna do it. So fuck it. I ain't got nowhere to stay, man. What am I gonna do with the baby? His daddy, you know what I'm saying? His daddy was in another state. And he was trying to get shit together so that we could come up there. So what do I do? What do I do? So I signed it thinking that, it would never be legal because his daddy would never approve of that anyway. Because his daddy was coming around. His daddy was asking to see him and stuff all the time. All the time. Now, I ain't gonna lie. A problem that I did have with his dad was sometimes I felt like his dad was more interested in, me than his son. But that's not really entirely true because there would be times when I would be out of town and I would get a phone call from his dad saying, they're not letting me see RJ. So, that's not the whole of that. So I can't let that be the whole thing. That's what they used to say too. My family used to be like, well, he's just more interested in you than RJ. But if that was the case, then he wouldn't be trying to still see him when I was out of town. But he did. He still used to try to see him. But he just didn't like dealing with her. He didn't like dealing with the stuff that that she came with. And because she's in that age bracket of people that don't believe in changing, don't believe in correcting themselves, they believe if they're the elder, that they know the most, that they should have the most respect. They don't think they can learn from a motherfucking soul on this planet that is younger than them. And if they know they're wrong, they don't care about changing. They don't care about getting help or change or anything. If they're bipolar, that's how they are. You understand what I'm saying? They need treatment. That's just how they are, and that's what it is. Especially if they have a career and they financially in a certain place. They're not with all, with the learning or none of that. So let's keep this thing together. Let me see. So I told y'all, yeah, she still put me out. Is that not crazy? Is that not fucking crazy, sis? That the lady still put me out after the attorney said I had 4 days to change my mind. On the 4th day, it was RJ's birthday. And I knew that something was coming because my spirit was very moved. I would literally be praying all throughout the day, Lord, please don't let no arguments happen. Because she had already put me in Cash Out in the Rain before when he was a couple months old. And so I really feel like what she wanted to do, because she did it with RJ, was make my life real hard to the point where I go to her like, I need your help. I can't do this. I need you to help me. Because she wants me to like give my baby away or something. It's weird. It's weird to me because it's like she would try to, like, I remember one time I had brought RJ over there, right? And I had left 2 cans of milk, and one of them was in the kitchen and one of them was in his bag, but I put the other one in the kitchen. And the next day, I was looking up shelters, and my homegirl mama was like, "Nah, we're not gonna let you go to no shelter. You can stay here with us." So I was with her, and when I didn't come back begging to come in the house that night, I guess she decided like, "Oh, I'm really make you feel bad or look bad." She called me and was like, "He needs some milk, and he need it right now." Knowing I don't got no car, I don't got no money. This is the most worst fucked up time ever, and I cried. I mean, my friend helped me get the money and finally get to him just for me to walk in that motherfucking house and see the extra can of milk that I had told her he had in the fucking kitchen. So I went through all of this shit just for you to prove a point to me and to make my life hard. Just so you can let me see that I can't call my baby daddy to get milk right now because he's in jail or because he don't have it or because he whatever. Right? So I'm saying that because that's the type of thing, like, it's almost like you got to be in a subservient position to deal with her. So anybody that's sure of themselves or not seeking her approval or to see her for her works and realizes that she's not, the person that she might portray she is, then they get condemned and they're the bad guy. And that's not true. That's not true. Everything that have happened in my life when it comes to me and my kids, any decision that I've ever made was from me loving them and wanting the best for them, period. And I realize now the difference. So let's get deeper. So y'all know I told y'all that she said me and Cash can stay there. We end up moving. The boy in that neighborhood ended up, passing away. And that could have, I thank God that I went with my gut feeling on that. I thank God that I got my son up out of there. They didn't even tell me that he was living in a neighborhood like that. So, I go through everything that I had went through, you know, that I told you I would on the purge or whatever. And so, thank you. Yes, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. We're gonna be talking about so much stuff. It's just an array of things. But I'm glad that I'm able to come talk to y'all and thank y'all for listening because this is gonna be one of them places, even where y'all can be able to come up and come talk to me about y'all situation too, or whatever you want to talk about. It don't even have to always be about that. You know what I'm saying? It could be about anything. But okay, so look, I gotta stay on task, y'all. So here we go. Now, y'all remember me just saying that when she said I gotta get him out of your life, she was talking about Cash Daddy. She wanted to get him out of my life. I couldn't say what I wanted to say because what? I was driving that truck. So y'all remember that truck that I was driving? Y'all remember that truck that Cash Daddy got fixed one time and then it messed up again and we was trying to get it fixed again? Well, let me tell y'all the story about what happened with that truck. The facts of the matter. This is where we get into a car accident that I got into. The facts. Okay? So y'all, last year, not 2023, 2022, I got in a car accident in 2022, right? The first car accident I got into, we got T-boned, like kind of like T-boned in the back, and it was like an Uber driver or a Lyft driver, right? And then about 30 days to the day, it was literally the same day of the next month, I was in a Lyft and we was rear-ended, boom, in a Lyft. So I had got in 2 car accidents in 30 days. Now I gotta tell y'all what was going on before this because it's important. Y'all remember I told y'all I moved to that neighborhood, even though I didn't want to move there, but it was the cheapest that I could find. It was still over $1,000 a month, but it wasn't a neighborhood I wanted to be in. But I didn't have a choice because I didn't have no other options. I knew that if I moved in with a family member, that I was gonna be from pillar to post because people will put you out just to fuck with you or for the hell of it. Because it had happened to me before. There was a point in time where I was pillar to post for like about 6 months because it would be bullshit. Like your family just decide they want to be mad that day and do some weird shit. Like it was weird like that. So and then especially with your kids, you know what I'm saying? They used to know that was my weakness. They still some people still try to do that shit because they know that my kids is the only motherfucking thing that you can do to get me. That's why I started hiding how I felt about stuff they did with RJ because I noticed that if I didn't show anybody what buttons bothered me, that they wouldn't know which ones to press. But what they translated that to was that she don't care. No, I just gotta act like I don't care with y'all no more. What you telling me that you want my son to call you mama when I done already flipped out about this shit time after time after time after time. And when I come home, you still want my son to call you fucking mama. Yes, that shit bothered me. But that's the reason why you do it. So I started saying, no, I don't care, it's okay. Because somebody told me when I cried about it one time, you the only mother. He could, no matter what word, I said, you know what? I'm going to stop letting the devil get to me with a word. You know I don't want my son to call you fucking mama. You fucking know that. That's why you got him to do it. That's why you want him to do it, because you want to fuck with me. So it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I ain't letting them get to me no more. Fuck that. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. You want him? Cool. Because God told me to stop worrying about that shit. Because that was the type of stuff that'll make me, go off and want to be numb. I started realizing like these people, they don't want me to, not everybody. It's some people, you know, who was rooting for me. Y'all got to feel me on this. I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about everybody in my family. But the enemy needs a vessel to use against you. And he's gonna use the closest people to you, the people that you love, the people who can fool you. Because sometimes I do things just simply out of the love that I got for the family member that I'm dealing with. And then I forgive because I feel like I owe them my life because they saved me from something that they didn't even believe I was really fucking going through. They didn't even believe me. So you know what that tells me? If you didn't believe that shit and you did all of that, that tells me that you only did it to hurt your daughter. That's why she's so fucking cold. Because she had you as a mother. And that's not right. And I say that with all the love in the world. You know, I still love her. Even after I tell y'all the egregious part. The egregious part. We just now we're getting into the real shit, the egregious shit. That shit I just told y'all, it gets even more crazy. But what I'm saying is that that's why I won't give up on me and my mama relationship, no matter what. People say, oh, well, she didn't believe you or she didn't. Da, da, da. I'm grown now. We done had some grown woman conversations, and I won't give up on her because I know what she went through now. At first, I didn't know what she went through. All I knew was that my grandma used to always say my mama was crazy because my mama never let us go nowhere with her. And she would be trying to help us, and she was the one with the money. And you know, as a kid, you're like, why you won't let my grandma buy me Jordans? My grandma want to buy me Jordans. Why you won't let me buy one? Why you won't let her buy me Jordans? And then if she do, they might get sold if we don't fucking walk in them before we get home because the dope man gonna have Jordans for his kids. We don't fucking get these motherfuckers dirty real quick. You understand what I'm saying? You feel me? So, that's what I knew as a kid. Like, oh man, she's shortchanging us because she won't let grandma help. So then, boom, when I have my kids, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that to my kids. But that's why it's two sides to every story. Because ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It's checks and balances with this shit. It's reasons why people act the way that they do. It's reasons. Trauma. It's the reason why people act the way that they do. So I will never give up on my mama because I understand what she going through with her mama because I'm going through it with her. So she'll tell me something that she heard about with her mama, and it will literally be something that I'm heard about with her, and I just be like, I feel you. I feel you. And it's like, I'm looking at you like, I feel you because the same thing you said to your mama is what I need from you. I want love from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I never give up on her. And another thing is, I I don't want. I don't think it's fair that people parents can do certain things to them, right? And that one day we all expire, right? One day we all have our day where we leave here and we rest in peace. But I don't think it's fair that we get to leave here and rest in peace and leave trauma on our downline and leave trauma on our offspring. That's not fair. That's not fair. You gonna pass away and leave me with all this fucking trauma that you put on me to deal with? And I ain't never faced you and told you how you made me feel? No. Before you leave this motherfucker, you are not who you said you were. You are not. And let me break that down more, okay? So thank you. Thank you. Exactly. I understand my role. I understand my role, Lord. I accept it. Just protect me while I'm doing it, Lord. And continue to help me prosper, Lord. Continue to help me prosper, Lord. So that I can help me, Lord. Just protect me, God, while I'm doing it. Because before this video, y'all, I have had nightmares about her. And that's my grandma. And I've had nightmares about her. Because even though she's up in her 70s, she still plays games. And that's the scary shit. That's the scary part. It's for it to feel like sometimes that your grandmother is in competition with you, or I wouldn't even say competition. What does it mean? Thank you, sis. That's why I love y'all so much. That's why I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and I want to be there for y'all like y'all there for me. But I don't want to say competition because that sounds basically, you know how like you would have a dialogue with somebody. I remember, okay, one time my grandma was like, I'm a very formidable opponent. You don't want to go up against me type situation. Like, oh, I'm going to ask my brother if I could tell that story. It's a story of something with my brother. But like I said, I don't like telling people shit if it ain't got nothing to do with me unless they give me permission. So I'm going to ask him if I can do it before I tell y'all. But I can't tell y'all about me. So let's get back to the car accident. Some details about other stuff that I missed out on, but I got to get to this. This is what we're here for. So, y'all, yes, yes, sis. Since you in the comments going off, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Keep it coming. I appreciate it. I really do. I need it, and you know that. But yeah. Where was I? Yeah, the accident. So okay, boom. I'm in a neighborhood that I don't want to be in. You know what I'm saying? And nobody in my family don't have to live in a neighborhood like that. It's just me. But I gotta do it because it's just me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not driving at this point because the car that I had, that jackass fucked it up. My car was fucked up by somebody, and it's not fair that I don't have a car because I had a great car, but it was fucked up, manipulated by another situation. So I'm over that. I forgive. I'm done. So I moved into this neighborhood, and I'm walking everywhere I go. Okay, I literally was so. When I say I was on my own, I remember a YouTuber. I don't know if she want me to say her name or not, but she sent me some money before when I first moved into that place because I think Cash Day was either out of town or not available or something, and I needed something, and she sent me. I asked her to send me $20, but she sent me 40, and I appreciated that so much. And I'm bringing that up, and I'm telling y'all that because I want y'all to know that before these car accidents happened, Nobody was fucking with me. I was on my own. My mama helped me move. You know what I'm saying? We would, when we wasn't like getting into arguments and stuff like that, she would come around and she would help me out. You know what I'm saying? That's my mama. But on the times that we would fall out and we would not be talking to each other and everything, and I would just, be on my own, I would be walking wherever I needed to go, or if Cash Daddy would send me an Uber or something like that. But at the same time, I'm trying to get myself together on my own and not depend on nothing or nobody. Because if you're a woman, and you've been through something like that, then you understand the urge that I have of wanting to not even have to ask him his daddy for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I got into these car accidents, right? First one was with my mama. The second one I was by myself, right? The first one wasn't that bad. It was kind of like just a fender bender. But the second one was they pushed us through the red light when they smacked into the back of us. And it was a lady who worked in the sheriff's department. She was an officer already. And so when the police came to do the report or whatever, she didn't want me to say that she was an Uber driver or whatever. And it was just so crazy. It was some bullshit, right? But the problem, this is where the problem was. I was taking advice when I should have just did things on my own. I was taking advice. I feel like I'm glad for one thing that I did, because I feel like I met a friend for life through this, and you know what I'm saying. But so I understand why it happened. But anyway, when I got into the car accidents, she started popping up, and immediately when she started popping up, I got nervous because I said she's coming around because I got into two car accidents, and she thinks that I'm going to get a lot of money. That's what I said to myself. I fucking knew it. I knew it, y'all. So what happened was, when they found out about the second accident, the first accident, okay, whatever. That was with my mom. My mom, she had somebody refer her to a certain group of people to help with that. And so I went along with that with my mom, which, like I said, I'm glad that I ended up doing that because I met, somebody important to me. But the second car accident that I had got into, I didn't know if I wanted to stay with the same people that was helping me with the first one or if I wanted to go to something else. But I ended up going with those people, right? So originally, when I went to do all of this stuff, like, I'm not realizing that my grandma ain't never been in a car accident before where you get paid out or something. Now I realize that she probably don't even know how that shit really worked. I think that she thought that I was about to get like 20 bands or some shit. Like, I think she thought I was about to have a huge payday, and she thought that it was gonna be times two or something because of the things that we would talk about, and because of her telling me, don't file the second one with your mama people. Do it with somebody else, which fucked up my case in the long run, to be honest with you, because it was a lot of procrastination. I'll never forget her telling me when I was on the phone with the lady and I was trying to sign when you get in a car accident, you got to sign power of attorney over to the attorneys that's working on your case because they're gonna get their money off to the top. But see, she didn't know that. And I didn't know that she didn't know that. She in her 70s. I thought she had gotten in a car accident before. I thought she knew. I had been in a car accident before. And to be completely honest with you, I got more money when I did it on my own. And that's where it comes in, and trusting yourself and trusting your own word. Because I remember when I got in a car accident when I was in Virginia, and my homegirl, we got hit in the back. I got more money to negotiate my own case. I got my doctor's bills. I sent them into the insurance company, and they sent me the money back. Why the fuck am I acting like I didn't know what to do? Because I let my mama tell me, oh, we need to get an attorney and go that. And so I just did what she told me to do. But now that I look back on it, hindsight is 2020. I should have just fucking did. I'm sorry for cursing like this, y'all, but I should have just did what I thought. I should have trusted myself. These are the things that God has been teaching me. That Lord, I promise you that I'm gonna try to implement. I'm not gonna try. I will implement these things this year because I know that my life will be 100% better if I trust myself, my own thoughts, and if I actually do what I'm thinking of. Because I have so many great ideas, y'all. I have so much, but I had started doubting myself. I got to a point where I wanted acceptance from my family so bad that I would I would doubt myself because I wanted acceptance. And I didn't want nobody to feel like I think I'm better or I think I'm this, that, and the third, da da da. Because I felt like I was always excluded because people felt like that. Like I thought I knew everything or like, and I just wanted to be a part of something, to be a part of the family. You know what I'm saying? So I would try to do as they do, but so it was always like for my downfall. It wasn't for the best. You understand what I'm saying? Trust yourself when you like feel something in your gut. You know that feeling that you know what you know what you know. Don't doubt it or let nobody doubt it because you got it for a reason. So anyway, the car accident happened and she starts coming around. Okay. I remember being surprised because she brought me groceries one time. I'm like, oh shit. She buying me groceries. And I seen the receipt in the motherfucking bag and I wrote it down. $45 because I already knew. I said, you know what? She was like, let me help you. I'ma help you. Let me help you. I want to help you. All of a sudden she wanted to help me. All of a sudden, right? And I'm like, damn, I do need help. But I already know there's gonna be some bullshit. I already know. I felt like a fucking vulture. Like she was literally like and I hate to describe it like that because it's my the matriarch of the family, but I gotta keep it real because I can't keep it real with her in her face. That's how she is. She the type of person where you can't keep it real with her in her face. This lady had lied to me and then looked at me and said, "Have I ever lied to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you lie to me all the time. Why are you asking me this like you don't lie to me?" And I knew the right answer was no, you never lied to me. And I would just say no, even though I know things that you don't even know I know. I know that when my son passed out, you didn't want me to know that he passed out. And I'm his mother. I know certain things that happened with my son that you didn't want me to know. And when I asked about it, you lied to me and I played dumb. So that I wouldn't, because I didn't want to start no shit. Because I just wanted acceptance. I just wanted my family to love me. So there were certain things that she would do that she wouldn't know. Either my sister told me or my mama or somebody would tell me what really happened. And she would lie to me. Dead in my face. I'm not gonna be petty and name every little specific thing, but do y'all know anybody like that where they'll lie to you or do something dirty to you, stab you in the back, and then look at you and say, "Have I ever betrayed you? Have I ever lied to you?" And you know the answer is yeah, you do all the time. But you know you can't say that because that's gonna offend them. When I was a teenager, I was outspoken, and I would tell her, "No, you did lie to me. You did da da." And whenever I called out what she really did, she would get mad, and she would be like, and do a laugh and walk off and give me the silent treatment for 7 days, for a week, for me just being honest. So I learned that I can't be honest with her. I learned if I didn't want to have no back and forth, to just let it be what it is. But that sucks though at the same time because then you start letting somebody run over you. You start getting to the point where you letting somebody overpower you all the time, to the point where your child don't see your strength. That's not a good feeling. All right, I ain't gonna cry. That almost made me cry. That's not a good feeling. So anyway, so this is why I'm doing this, because there have been so many times when she said that, and I'm just like, girl, yes, you lied. Yes, you lie to me all the time. You lie to everybody all the time, all the time. And then you look at us and say, you don't lie. I can't for the life of me. I'm telling y'all, that is weird, and it'll drive you crazy. That will drive you crazy. That will drive you crazy for a person to gaslight you like that. There are some people in this world that think gaslighting means make you mad. That's not what gaslighting means. Gaslighting doesn't mean making me mad or pissing me off. No, gaslighting is fucking with my brain, trying to tell me that I don't see something that I see, telling me the sky is red when I can see it's blue, telling me you don't lie to me when you do. That's a fucking gaslight. Telling me that you didn't say something that you said. That's a gaslight. You understand? So now she starts cornering me, man. She starts pulling up on me. I did need the help now. I'm talking about I'm going to the plasma center and all type of shit, because I'm trying to get this stuff on my own, do what I need to do on my own. But everything going up, and I worked in sales for almost 10 years. So me working a regular job, I had some hiccups and some issues with it at first. Now I won't have those same problems, but before it was like different, integrating into that situation. And then when you go through something like opioid addiction, even though I beat opioid addiction, I still had little things that I went through because of it, like a record, like getting a DUI or something like that. So if you got a record, it wasn't, I never got no felonies or nothing crazy like that. But if I get a DUI and I don't go to court, I might have a warrant. Then I might end up, you know what I'm saying? We'll be able to gather enough strength. Yes, I believe that. I believe that 100%, especially with you, Raymond, Auntie Sugar, Miss T. I love Taya. I love her so much. All of y'all, Deborah, Rhonda, man, I know I will. That's why I love what God is blessing me with. I love who God put me in, who God is putting in my life, and I want to be to y'all the same blessing that y'all are to me. So, remember that, because I will. But so okay, y'all, here we go. I know this been for a minute, but this shit is important, okay? Because right now there's a family get together that happens once a year, every year. The Robinson clan. That's what they name. That's what their family name is. The Robinson clan. Okay. And there's a family get together that happens every year. And in the past 15 years, I only went one time, and that was last year. And the only reason why I went is because I heard my cousin was sick. One of my favorite cousins that I grew up with, the cousin that found me when I ran away for the first time, that spoke to me in the car on the way back to the house and never repeated shit I said to him in that car. So people might not think that I care about certain things, but I do, because I made it my business to go there last year, even though I was uncomfortable, even though I didn't want people to see my teeth the way that they were, even though I didn't want people to see how much weight I gained, even though I was uncomfortable as fuck. I went and I hugged my cousin so fucking tight, and I told him, I said, "You the reason why I'm here. Rest in peace," because he passed away a couple months after that. But after I had lost my baby, my auntie Emily, after I lost her, I lost that person that's gonna not let nobody lie on you when you're not around. You know how you got that one friend or that one person in your life that's gonna stand up in the paint for you even when you're not around? That's who my auntie was. There have been lies attempted to be told on me to other family members, and my auntie would get it straight. If a person would fix their lips to speak about me, my auntie would get it straight and say, don't talk about Alexis. And people need that in this world. I want to be that to people. Like, I want to be that to my little sister. I want her to feel safe with me. Because I know how important it is to feel like somebody gonna go hard for you. And they don't give a damn about being a part of the crew. They don't give a damn about what comes with kicking you. Because sometimes, you know, people will just go along because go along to get along or go along with the majority. Sometimes people are like that and they do that. But my auntie Emily did not give a damn about none of that. You're not gonna lie on her. And she's gone now. That taught me that a person can be here and be good. I ain't gonna cry. A person can be here and be good and then just be gone. So I went there last year and I seen my cousin and I said, I told him when I hugged him tight. He was like, damn. And I was like, you're the only reason why I came. And that's not no slight to my other family. But it's hard for me to be around y'all because I know y'all don't know me. Y'all know the stories that y'all heard about me from somebody who tried to take my kids away from me. And not because they needed to, just because they got some kind of sick fucking desire to be in charge of something all the time, or to say that they did something, or to say that this person needed them, or to say like they're some type of hero so they can look like some type of hero or something. And it wasn't the case. In normal situations, when a person have a baby that's a teenager, the parent don't want to literally take the child. When RJ was 2 weeks old, I called her because I knew that she would understand what I was asking her about, because he was coughing and he was young at the time, and I was getting a little bit worried because I heard him wheezing. So I called somebody that I felt like would be knowledgeable about certain situations like that. And when I told her, the only thing she said to me was, why don't you just let me adopt him? And I hung up in her fucking face. He was 2 weeks old. He wasn't even a month old. But I was a kid then. I was 17 years old, and I couldn't see the play and the seeds that was being dropped. I couldn't see it then. I hung up in her face, and I thought that was my point. I thought that made my point. But when I hung up in her face, she made sure that I knew, don't ask me to help you with nothing with the baby. That's how she did it. It was like an unspoken thing, so she could literally come and look in my face right now today and say, I never said that you had to do that. I never said, you didn't say it with your mouth, but you said it with your actions. And I am fully aware that she is a formidable opponent because she is very much wiser than me. But I'm going to come with truth. And that's more powerful than any games anybody can play. I'm coming with facts. Truth. So if you win or lose, I don't care, because I came with truth. Right? So let's get into it. So boom. She started coming around after I got into them car accidents, telling me that I don't need to go with the same law firm as my mom. I need to go to somebody different, making me waste time, fucking up my case, telling me, "Oh no, you don't need to rush. You already got something going on with the first case. You don't need to rush, or you don't need to do this and do that." No, nigga, when you get in a car accident, you need to get that shit done. Don't wait. That makes it worse. Don't wait. Okay? So, it was one time I was walking down the street I got a phone call from her. She was taking my son to go get a haircut. And she saw me. So I knew she saw me because I was walking somewhere. She was calling me. She used to wouldn't even answer the phone. When I first was moving in that apartment, she wasn't even answering the phone for me because she thought I was calling her because I needed something when I wasn't. So she didn't even answer the phone for me for a while. Then when I got in a car accident, she started coming around. So I started feeling anxiety. I started feeling like somebody plotting on me because I seen it coming. I seen it coming. So let me tell y'all what happened. So when she saw me that day, I was on my way to go pay my light bill to go because I was on prepaid light, so you basically just it's kind of like a prepaid phone. Like if they get cut off, you just go put more money on it and they come back on or whatever. So I was going to go pay my light bill and put some money on my lights or whatever, and she put triple the amount that I was getting ready to give them. I gave them my amount and she added it by 3 times and paid that money, so I ain't had to pay my light bill for a minute, right? So when she did that, I was happy that she did it, but I felt very, very vulnerable because I'm like, oh shit, what does she want? I knew this shit was gonna be some bullshit here, and the reason why is because of the type of person that she has shown me that she is. So while I'm going through this paper to get the facts to give y'all, one more thing I want to tell y'all real quick. Okay, Karen Daddy sold her a refrigerator before, right? But she's the type of person where she kind of like, she kind of like procrastinates. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no fault of her own. Shoot, she's older. That ain't no bad thing or whatever. Um, but for one, when he kept the refrigerator that he sold her for a very low price. He kept it at his dad's house for her. When his dad moved, he asked her about it, and she was like, she'll get it or whatever like that. But she wasn't like trying to get it, so they was literally holding it for her, right? And then when he found out that she put me and his son out while he was up in Philadelphia, do you think he gave a fuck about that refrigerator? The house that we was living in, me, Cash, and his daddy, that RJ would come visit us and be with us. But he didn't live there. He would just come there when she allowed him to, because that's the type of situation I had got into, where I had to go ask her to get my child. But I understood what I had did, and I knew that I had to do the work, and I couldn't be mad at it. I just gotta respect the bed that I made, and I gotta fix this shit. So I'm saying that because do you think he gave a fuck about her refrigerator when he found out that she put me and his child out, and that we were sitting in his car in the driveway having to wait on him to send a cash out, and then somebody took my ID in the house, so I couldn't even get the fucking money because you can't get not the cash out. It was a Western Union he was sending me, and I couldn't even get the money from the Western Union because somebody took my fucking ID. And I ain't gonna say no names because this ain't about you, so don't make it about you. And they thought that shit was funny. You took my ID. You helped me move out of this house, and you buy shit out of my house for little to nothing. And just because I'm saying this person don't have to do that. They able to go to a store and get shit out the showroom floor with no problem. But they're frugal, they want deals and everything. And because of who that person is to me and how I looked at them and desired love from them, I'm talking about washers, dryers, anything you fucking name it. I done let her get for little to nothing. Okay? So she goes to help me move all the shit out the house or whatever. And we agree on something very small, a small payment, 150 fucking dollars, I think she owed me, or 200 or 180, it was something like that, right? And at the last minute, not only do she put me and my son out because she was mad because I went and got my son. And the person who had my son, her birthday was that day. So when I told her to bring my son, she had a doctor's appointment here in Augusta, Georgia. She had a fucking doctor's appointment, and my grandma went to go and get my son for me because I didn't have no car at the time. But no, I had a car, and I was going to go get him, but she got up earlier because she was in more contact with the lady. So she got up earlier to go get him from Augusta and bring him here. 4 hours away. So or 3 hours away. I don't know how far Augusta is from here, but it's like 3, 4 hours. So anyway, um, she tells me when I'm supposed to get the money, she tells me I gave it to her for cash. Didn't tell me she was gonna do it. Didn't nothing. Oh, she had them. I just gave it. I gave the money to her, so I can't give you the money. I'm literally standing there. She done already told me I can't stay there with the baby. So me and the baby got to go find somewhere to go. And today's the day you're supposed to give me my money. And I'm literally standing there waiting on you to give me my money. You call your brother on the phone because you think you know that I'm about to flip out because you know you're not going to give me my money. But I don't know it yet. You and other people in the house know you're not going to give me my money. This is how people fuck with you, y'all. They literally did this because they know that my temper was like this. My temper was like this because I had it with everybody because of these type of games people play. I used to get very emotional very fast. And sometimes I still do, but I'm working on myself. I'm working on that. Right? So she was on the phone with another family member. So when she told me she wasn't going to give me the money, I could flip out for them. I could flip out and give them a show and prove everything nasty that she said about me right. That is what she was planning to do. I go back there and I'm like, when you gonna give me the money? Like I'm waiting in the car, I'm waiting to go. When you gonna give me the money? Oh, I gave it to Jay because she had cash, so I gave it to her. I called her on the phone. I ain't gonna tell too much of the shit because other people, I don't want nobody to get hit with no strays, right? But come to find out, it was her birthday that day. So my grandma gave her that money in the birthday card and said happy birthday. She didn't give her no money for him because if she needed anything, I was gonna be the one to do that. He has parents that will take care of him. If I don't got it, all I gotta do is call his daddy. It ain't nothing. It's no shit. It's nothing. He don't need nobody to help. He don't need that. But she did that because she wanted me to be upset and go off because that's how I used to be. I go get in the car, I'm crying, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe she did this shit to me. The girl feels so fucking bad. The girl sent me $50 that night. Cause she like, no, she didn't tell me she gave me money for cash. She said she gave it to me for my birthday. Here, let me send you some. Let me stop and send you some money on my way back down there to Augusta. Let me stop and send you some money before I go back down there. Cause she came here where we at in Atlanta. So I'm like, why would she do that? Why would she lie like that? Do you think my baby daddy gave a fuck about that refrigerator you put his son out for the second time? So I think the next day after she realized what she had did, the next day she was looking for that looking for that refrigerator, calling me, blowing my shit up, blowing my phone up, looking for the refrigerator. After you done put me out, you think I give a fuck about that? She got one of my uncles to come down here, and they was riding around looking for the refrigerator is gone. You put my son out. Who cares about a fucking refrigerator after what you just did? And you was looking for it the next day because you know you was dirty for what you did. You knew you was dirty for what you did. You knew it. And the way that you cultivated the situation, because you are older than me by decades, so mentally, she was doing circles around my ass mentally. Because I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I'm operating on love and shit. I'm operating on love and liberty and family and with the heart. No. No. Mm-mm. That's not how narcissists operate. They don't operate through love and through family or whatever. I'm sitting up here still thinking this is the person who saved me. Not realizing that this motherfucker didn't even believe you, Alexis. She didn't care whether this shit happened to you or not. You was a chess piece to get back at her daughter, to take something away from her daughter that she felt like her daughter needed and wanted, which was that man. Even though it was a toxic monster motherfucker, it's the principle, is what I'm saying. Because years later, I found out that you didn't even believe me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm past that. I'm not crying about that no more. I purged, I let that go. I don't have no problem talking about it, but I don't need to harp on it. I'm over it now. I'm saying this to make a point that that was a game. And I will never do this shit to my kids. I will never do this to my kids. Because that's fucked up. And I don't think it's fair that you get to be living in your 70s and everybody got to make it seem like you don't lie. And everybody got to make it seem like you this great person. No. 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 Everybody else in the Robinson clan, look at their family and their downline. And then this one person, and it's so much trauma. It's so much trauma. The fish stink from the head down. It's so much trauma. And I got to get up in here and break that shit up because I can't have this going down to my kids. I can't. If I leave here today or tomorrow, this video is still going to be out there. I can't. The truth has to be told. So, now, let me get back. I had to just let y'all know that because that's another thing that I want to say. Because when she was looking for that refrigerator, I didn't give a fuck about that refrigerator. Fuck that. There is no refrigerator. You just put me and my motherfucking child out for the second time. After you done tripped me up into a fucking lawyer's office about some custody with my son, you told me to come help you do something, you take me to a fucking lawyer. So then we get to this. So by the time we get to this, I done been through so much in between this time and that one, right? So by the time we get to this situation with the car accident, I'm already knowing what it is. And I'm like, God damn it. Because when you need help like that, it's hard to turn down help. I needed a car, bro. I did. I needed a car bad, bro. And she had 4 cars. You know what I'm saying? So when I get into that car accident, she started coming around more. She brought groceries to the house. Not that I didn't ask for. She put triple the money on my lights that I didn't ask for. She started bringing me money that I didn't ask for. But then there was times that I did ask. So when this started happening, and I knew that I would be paying her back when I got the money, which I honestly thought was going to be even a bigger payout than it was, but it got messed up because I was listening to other people instead of following my own advice and just going to buy the shit myself. I did that shit when I was out of state, when I didn't have nobody, no family, no nothing. I got in a car accident. I went to the emergency room. I got my bills sent them into the fucking insurance company and got paid out. Shit, you have to pay no law firm. Why did I not remember that? Because I wanted love and acceptance from my family so much that I doubted myself and my own capability. And God been trying to teach me and tell me for years to do it yourself. It's certain things in my life that don't work out because I don't do it myself. So I recognize that, Lord, and I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna do it because I know that God gave me all the tools that I need to be able to do it. There's a reason why it's me, and I got two sons. There's a reason. I don't know the whole reason. I don't know it all, but I'm learning. I'm beginning to understand. So let me get to the thing. Because something told me, yes, y'all, please don't forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit that like button, y'all, and share this. And if you're in a Robinson class and you're looking at this video, I understand if you don't understand it, but just listen to the whole thing before you make a judgment. But that's why I'm not there at the family function today. I'm not going. My kids won't be going. My son don't want to. We're gonna get all to that. Cause like I told y'all, Christmas time, I had to hold tears back during Christmas. To my son is urgent for a man around him. He urgent for a man to be in his life. The men that he look up to are rappers because he does not have an example of a man in his life. And they demonize Cash Daddy so much. His Cash Daddy not perfect, right? But Cash Daddy always have did shit for RJ. He always been around. Anytime RJ come outside to come say hey to him and back him up, he always give him money. He always look out for him. But they didn't even want him to be close to RJ. When he bought RJ shoes, when RJ was making honor roll, when he was in like the second or third grade, he bought RJ shoes. They didn't let him wear the shoes until me and his daddy was in Philadelphia. When we came back from Philadelphia, I seen the shoes and I said, "You finally wearing them shoes Reggie got you." He never wore them again after that day. They put them shoes up in the closet for a year and brought them out and made him think that they bought them. Last year, Reggie bought him some, not last year as in last month. I'm talking about last year as in 2 years ago now, I guess. 13, 14 months ago. Reggie bought him forces because he wanted forces for Christmas. And then this year, he gave him cash so he could get what he wanted with his Christmas. He can't eat. He don't have no man around him, and he has blatantly told me that that's what he is desiring. He has blatantly told me that is what he wants, bro. He blatantly has told me that. I said I wasn't gonna cry, y'all, and I'm sorry, but that's my son, and I blame myself, okay? But like I said, I'm not perfect, so it's gonna be some shit on here that I did that was wrong too. And I could have, stood harder in the paint. I should have stood up harder in the paint instead of being scared of people. I should have just did it. But, don't nobody want to be outcast or cut off from the family and shit. That's not a good feeling. I know that feeling because I was always the butt cheek. So, it's real fucked up, bro, because you look to the left of you and you look to the right of you and you don't see nothing but women. You know what I'm saying? Like he look at and I like the taste that he has in rappers and stuff. And I know that, he at an age where I don't want to say too much because I know that this is the internet. But he went through a lot before he came here. And that's facts. My son don't cry. But he has cried to me about some shit he went through over there. That they tried to make me feel like it was so much better than what I could provide. You know what I'm saying? They made him think, oh, your mama, she live in the hood. You don't want to be over there, because, oh, he's nice. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They made him feel, a certain way about me that he's learning every day that we spend together. He's learning more and more how much I love him. And I could tell that he, at one point, he didn't know how he knows today. And I believe that he is learning that, that it's love, bro. I love you. And I hate that I couldn't have been strong for you when you were younger. I hate that. And I pray to God that he get what he needs. I pray to God that he get what he needs, a positive male figure to help him. Because I love these people pushed me out of this life. And it's crazy because I should have looked around and I should have said, she don't have no man. You know, I should have looked around and I should have picked up on it earlier, because with a boy and his daddy, this boy is named after his daddy first child. And it's not how it used to be. His daddy don't come seeking for him like he used to. And I will never forget his daddy cried one time because he went over there to see RJ and RJ was asleep. And instead of telling his daddy that RJ was asleep, he said he don't want to see you no more. Damn, I ain't think I was gonna cry about that. I didn't. But I ain't never said it out loud. So I guess that's why I cried about it. Cause I ain't never said it out loud. I said that shit to myself, but I ain't said it out loud. Cause I don't have nobody that I feel like I can get like that with right now. You know. I got y'all though. So yeah, man, I hate that, man. That I let that happen. You know, because now, he's becoming a man and it's so beautiful to see. But he's never been disciplined by a man. He's never been taught by a man. He's never been, had fun with a man. He's never been in that dynamic. So when a man asserts authority around him, it kind of feels like he's getting emasculated and he reacts in that way. You understand what I'm saying, ladies? I'm going to say it again. Because I can't go too much into it because my son is a teenager. He deserves his privacy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Raven. Thank you so much. But yeah, so, whenever he whenever he interacts with a man and that man is aggressive with him in the slightest way, if he asserts any type of dominance in the slightest way to my son gonna buck because he don't understand that shit. And to a young boy that don't understand that and don't understand what's happening inside of their body, when a man yells at them, it feels like almost like a violation. You understand? Because they're not used to it. So, I just pray that we can get through that one. I pray that we can get through that one, and that something can happen. Um, his dad moved, so he's not in this city no more. But his something we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out because the only person that I feel like at this point that can do that with him would be his dad, because anybody else, like I said, it would feel like something else. You know what I'm saying? When he gonna buck because he like who you know what I'm saying? He feeling like he becoming a man. So now he don't understand no man talking aggressive like that. He take it as you disrespecting him or as you are violating him or something. You know what I'm saying? And he just now is finding his own style, his own swag, his own self. So just imagine, and this is something that I didn't know either. And then I'm gonna get into it a week ago. But imagine being in this world and you don't know, like almost like a kid that's adopted or a kid that's in a foster care, where you're around people that you were not from, really. So what I mean by that is there's shit that RJ does that is just like his dad, and he don't even be around him. And I tell him, I be like, well, your dad did this and your dad did that, because I want him to get familiar with him. I want him to understand, because God is gonna bring this full circle in Jesus' name. I want him to understand who he is. Let me tell y'all some shit. It was one point in time when he was getting bullied in school, and these boys was trying to fight him and all this and that. And I told him one day, I said, RJ, let me tell you something. I know who you are because I know your daddy. I know where you came from. And I know me. Me and his daddy done fought together before. You understand? I told him, I said, if somebody is coming to put their hands on you, you have permission to protect yourself. Because people was hitting him and all type of shit. But they don't do that no more. Because I told him who he is. I said, nigga, your daddy can fight. Your daddy was beating ass at school. And I did my 1-2-2. You understand? I didn't fight all the time, but when I had to, I get down. And I remember one time I had I think I might have been pregnant or just had RJ, but his daddy was in the fight, and I jumped in the fight. Now RJ not gonna be doing all of that, but when it came to him getting bullied, I needed him to understand not to be afraid of his own strength. I needed him to understand that even though you haven't seen it and you don't know what it feels like, it's in you, it's in your DNA, it's in your code. You can activate if you need to protect yourself, right? He don't get bullied no more. He don't get bullied no more. As a matter of fact, it's the total opposite. Because he's able to be himself, he's able to find his own swag, how he feel about stuff. It's the total opposite. And he literally was telling me on Christmas how he remembers like a year or 2 years ago, he was just so depressed that he used to sit in his closet. He told me he used to sit in his closet and cry. And he said because he used to get bullied at school. And he didn't understand certain stuff because he was sheltered. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I ain't gonna keep this like a depressed thing, and I ain't gonna stay on him too long because, like I said, when it comes to these teenagers, they don't want you to talk about shit. But I'm saying that because that's a part of a mistake that I made. You know what I'm saying? As a mother, I apologize to my son for not making the right decisions when he was younger. I take accountability for that, and I apologize to him for those times that I was not there when he needed me, because that is a fact. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that I fucked up, because I hate when people do that to me. I hate when people fail to acknowledge that they did some fuck shit to me. I hate that. So I would never do that to my kids, right? So moving on, we got to get into this. I just had to say that about Cash. RJ, I don't even know how it got so deep with that one, because it wasn't supposed to go there. But he'll have to give me permission to talk more about that. So, okay, let me get to these damn loans, bro. Because what I'm trying to find right now is when she started giving me money, because I've been down this road with her before. She's very money hungry. And I feel like control hungry. Because I've been down this road with her before about money. I said, bitch, you better write down everything. Everything, you better write it down. Because she going to try to play on your motherfucking intelligence, if anything. And she did. I'm going to show y'all. And I ain't going to hold y'all for too long, but I ain't got, I'm going to keep going. I'm doing my vision board either tonight or tomorrow, but shit, why not? Why not talk about it? But and I want y'all honest opinions too on the things that I did, you know what I'm saying, wrong. If y'all got any ideas on anything that I can do, you know what I mean, as far as with my firstborn, anybody who ever been through that will understand. I'm open to hearing it. This when I created my channel. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm coming. Okay. Comments better about y'all. Okay. Boom. I ain't gonna put her name right there out of respect because it's still my elder. Because that's how I get down, right? So I'm gonna cover up her name. But y'all see that? Alright, so let me break this down to you. Okay? So when she started coming around, she brought me some groceries one time. I did not ask for these groceries at all. I did not ask for these groceries. She pulled up and just dropped them off. That was a $45 receipt. Even though I didn't ask for them, I know how she is. So if she was to say, "Oh, I brought you groceries," I wanted to make sure that I had the amount that was on the receipt. $45 for groceries. Okay. $50 on 10, 16, 22. $20 on 10, 23, 22. She filled up the gas tank on Sunday because I couldn't get the number because she went and she filled it up herself. But I wanted to write down she filled the gas tank because I know that she gonna try to, oh, I did this, I did that. So I want to make sure if you try to fill the gas tank up in there, you only did it once. Okay. Also, the fact that she even let me drive the truck at all. She started letting me drive her truck because I was working at a plant. And so she started letting me drive her truck because I had to be working like 5 in the morning or whatever. And the truck started really, really benefiting me. I was able to get more like things that I needed, like, you know what I'm saying? You might have to go somewhere and fill out an application. You might have to go do this. I was able to start getting more on my feet. Actually, I was able to take cash to and from school on my own without his daddy having to do it every day. So it would be 1 week on and 1 week off. It really helped me to have a car again. So that was another thing. She let me drive the truck, but she never said, "Oh, I'm gonna let you get it for the month or for the year or for none of that." She just let me drive it and was like, "Well, I'll tell you when I need you to bring it back." And then I became kind of like the errand girl. Well, I drove wherever they wanted me to, whatever errands they wanted me to do. I always popped up and did it because they was letting me use the truck. And I'm saying they, even though it's her truck, because there's another person that is in the picture and can tell her and can have her do things to me or take things away from me or give things to me. So that's why I say they, but even I'm really talking about her. I'm really meaning she, right? She let me use the truck. I became like a errand person. And then another thing is when she's not talking to my mom or my brother or my sister, I'm supposed to let her sit there and talk her shit and not intervene, not tell her if she was wrong about anything, not none of that. And then not take her truck to my brother's house. My brother wanted me to come over for Thanksgiving one time. My brother wanted me to do that. My son wanted to go to my brother's house. And I knew that if I did that, that she would take the truck back from me. So I didn't do that because I knew that she was waiting on me to do that so she could take the truck. So I knew that there were certain things that I couldn't do. I knew that when she wasn't talking to my mom, that I couldn't defend it. I couldn't say, you was wrong for that or whatever like that because I got put out for that before. You know what I'm saying? For trying to be honest and say, that was wrong. How you tried to fight my mama. That you know what I'm saying? We have to act like that's a gaslight though. We have to act like that shit never happened. Like we saw what you did. Like you did try to fight my mom. Why we can't say that? That's what happened. But anyway, so I wrote it down, y'all. So where we at? Okay, also gave me $105 for my medicine, same Sunday. Okay, 105, 11, 6, 22 for my medicine, a $10 loan, another $105 loan, and then we ain't even at 300, 400 with that. We not even at 300, 400. Okay, but then around Christmas time, I wanted to go ahead and get like some of my money out because I wanted to get my kids and shit stuff for Christmas or whatever. So I wanted to get some of my money out, and I wasn't able to. So after Christmas, I said that I was gonna get a loan from the people that I was doing the case with the law firm that I was doing the case with. They was gonna get me a loan, and so then she was like, well, no, don't get no loan from them. Just let me give you the money. I'll give you the loan. So I'm like, oh shit, say let's bet. That's what's up. Bet. I get the loan. Find out that she gonna fucking charge me $200 for the motherfucker. I could have fucking got the loan for the people. If you gonna charge me $200 for $1,000 loan. I didn't know. Why would you not tell me before giving me the $1,000 that you gonna charge me 12 back? Like I'm a bitch in the street that don't know you and I ain't nobody. I'm sorry for those that might see this if I'm cursing, but that's crazy. You're Mexican. How you go? It's just I did it right. I did it right this time. I did it right. I'm just trying to do that little shit Nicki Minaj be doing. She going off. Nicki Minaj is going off. Shout out to her. But so yeah, y'all shut me $200 for that. So then we did all the other fuck shit she did. So okay, so around this time, the people who did it for the first accident, right? Because I had to go to the chiropractor and shit like that, and I ain't have no way there. But then sometimes she'll let me get there, whatever. So shout out to the lady who was helping me with that. I love you. You know I love you, girl. But yeah. And I know you're gonna hear this. I'm talking about you. I love you. Thank you for helping me through that. I was going through a lot of stuff. So, yeah. What was I? I said I was going to the chiropractor sometimes when I was able to, right? And then like she would come and get the truck, but then she'll end up giving it back to me. But then she'll come and get it, and I could tell like certain people didn't want her to let me have like not have it but use it. So this is what she said. She said, "I'm going to give you my truck. You need a car. I'm going to give you my truck." But she was talking about the other truck, the stick shift. Mind you, I told y'all she got 4 cars. So when she said, "I'm going to give you my truck," I didn't know which truck she was talking about. I thought she was talking about the white one, the one that I was driving, the automatic, the F-150. And I think it's the F-150. I think it's the F-150. It's a, I can't think of it. I think it's the F-150. Yeah, because it's like a 4-door, but it's a truck. It's a pickup truck, and it's a big one. The green truck is a two-door stick shift. So I just don't understand how me, Cash, and Argo was gonna do that. But she was telling me that I could get the truck, but then I've come to find out it was the green truck. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, first of all, my mama always say that that's her truck. Like she gave it to my mom, but I guess she took it back and she was gonna give it to me. And that could have been a part of a game because she do that. She plays games like that. Like she'll take something from somebody and give it to somebody else right in that person's face. Those type of games. And it's like we're supposed to be thanking God and appreciating like in our 70s. This is crazy that we're still playing games with 30-year-olds and 40, 50-year-olds. You're supposed to be the one we come to for wisdom, bro. You're supposed to be the one that we come to for love, for wisdom. Not somebody that's telling me to watch myself because you're a very formidable opponent. Why do you have to say it to your grandchild? And then of all was the truth teller, the one that you said at one point was more like you than anybody. But now I get it. She said that in that time and space to appease me because she was getting ready to make a play. She thought. So y'all know how with a law firm, when they send out your quote for for the money that they say you want, they're gonna go high as fuck. They're gonna go to the max. So they sent the shit out for 20,000. And I think that my grandma thought that if they sent it out for 20,000, then I'm gonna get 20,000 because she never been in a car accident before, so she don't get it. That's what I realized because when I said, "Oh, I'm so happy," I was on the phone with the lady, but I was at her house when I was on the phone with the lady, and the lady said she was sending this shit out for 20,000. That was the first accident, right? I didn't even go to the hospital for that accident. I just went to the chiropractor. So I knew I wasn't gonna get 20,000 from that accident. So after she hears that, y'all, she comes in the living room and she says, "Do you even want that truck? Do you want that green truck?" And I said, "Well, to be honest with you, no, because I don't want to have to like learn how to drive a stick shift, especially if it's not in the best condition. I just feel like I would rather get my own car versus get the truck. Now, if I don't have no car and I don't have no choice, heck yeah, I want the truck. But if I have a choice to not get the truck, I don't want it." And then she said, "Oh well, you gonna pay me because I put that truck in the shop the other day because I thought that I was gonna be giving it to you. So you gonna pay me for the truck." And in this moment, I'm like, "Alexis, here it go. This is the moment where you usually flip out because you know this is some bullshit. How you gonna charge me for a mechanic that fixed your truck because you said you was thinking about giving it to me? Then when you ask me if I want it and I tell you, nah, not if I got a choice, I don't. You tell me that I need to pay you for the mechanic fees when I didn't even ask you for the truck? Oh, please, y'all, please feel what I'm saying. I need you to grasp this. This is important. This is important. Because the word extortion keep coming up in my head, but I don't think that's what it is. I don't know if that's what it is, right? Or shakedown or extortion. Those are the words that come in my mind when I'm thinking about this time and space in which when she did this. Because I had to literally talk to myself the whole time, checking myself. I had to, like Taraja P said, I had to check it because I knew that if I go off right now, I won't drive off away from here in the white truck that I've been driving. I won't I won't be able to get to work the next day. I won't be happy. I won't have nobody helping me. I won't want to go around my family because she gonna talk shit about me. So I just was like, you know what? Fuck it, Alexis. The money ain't even here yet. Why argue with her about this right now? Then, so she was surprised because I said, "Oh, okay." I just said, "Okay," because I'm just like, I'm not gonna argue with you about that shit. Like, are you crazy? So I just said, "Okay." And when I said, "Okay," it shocked her. She was shocked. She was like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." But let me tell y'all why she said that. Why she brought that truck in it is because I fucked around when I went over there. That's why I say if you journal, if you write or read, if you write things down, don't do it when you living with somebody else. Don't do it and bring it around anybody that you don't want to see it. Because I brought my journal around by mistake one day and they opened it up and saw this page. So she thought that I was keeping track with the money that she was giving me, and she thought that I was gonna be able to tell her, "No, I don't owe you no $1,000 for this. I owe you this, that, and third." So she knew that I was writing shit down by then, and I know she knew it because she said, "Here, come write this down." So that's okay. And so then she said, "You, let me go get the receipt for you. Let me go get the receipt for you." Y'all know receipts got dates and shit on them, right? The receipt date was before the car accident that I was even in. We wasn't even the receipt doesn't look like it was some years though, to be honest with you, because the shit was brown. You know how a receipt just been sitting there for months and years and it turned colors and get looking like something spilled on it or some shit. That was the receipt she was trying to show me. And so she said that I was going to have to give her $430 for the truck and then buy another tire for the truck that I'm not driving. Not the white truck, the green truck that she asked me did I want, and I said no. So she said, "Well, you still gonna have to pay for me getting it fixed because I thought I was gonna give it to you." What? That's what we did. That's what I had to deal with. That type of shit is drive you crazy. That's crazy. That's gaslighting for you to make me feel like I owe you money for a truck that I never asked you for, that I don't even know how to drive because it's a stick shift, and that I know for a fact You have not got it fixed for me. You're lying because you heard me say that they were sending off $20,000 for my shit for that car accident, and you don't know that that's just a fucking negotiation. You heard $20,000, and you start finding receipts and shit to tell me that I owed you. That's the type of that's what I'm saying. That's not normal. That's not okay. I will never do that to my kids. You start first of all, anybody that know me know I'm the type of person you ain't got to steal from me. You ain't even got to ask me for shit. You don't even really got to hint to it. When I was getting all that money at the alarm company and shit, my mama and my siblings didn't ask me for no money. I just sent it to her. My older sister probably she used to ask me like buy her some hair or something like that. But I'm talking about like my mama didn't have to ask me for no money. I was just giving it to her because I like doing shit like that. Like that's what I used to do. And I maybe it's because I was trying to pay for some type of love or loyalty or whatever because of the past. But no, anybody that knows me knows that when I have money, I'm not like that. I should make. I think I should be. I think that that's a mistake I've been making in my life. Don't get me wrong, because the same people, like not all of them, but you know how everybody say, like everybody around you when you up, but when you down, it don't be everybody. You be a couple still there, but not everybody. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that is something that I feel like I need to change. When I do have something, I feel like I need to just go and give this person this and this is it because you can't pay for no love, you can't pay for no loyalty. But you gotta be there already. Love is making loyalty, but you gotta be there already. You can't pay for it. Because you know, you trying to pay for it, you can't get it because the person you trying to pay for it, they know that that's his love. So, you know, the grass may kind of get off on the way you do like that, all you gotta know that person doesn't like you. They know that they just know they can love you know. So love doesn't just come. Love can love if you feel like they love you. And then you don't. I didn't really like that love. You don't like to love you, don't like it. Don't just love you. Oh, you know. That's what I'm like, okay. So you can think of sometimes doing $140 for the package. So that goes for me $140 for the package. And then for me another $430 for the payment. This is you telling me like that and I want that with her. This is you telling me right now, but I don't even fucking know. $250,000. This was not in the same day, but my attorney or investigator, they had $20,000 off. And they had used to get their face back to me. That's the day. So that's why I'm not doing it. Y'all don't see it. If you want a relationship with me, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. And I heard that enough for one girl, I have heard who has a name that starts with the letter C. But I want to publicly apologize to the kid. Because I can't let that y'all. And I will tell you why I did that. And I will tell you why I did your responsibility afterwards. So, I was working and doing field work. That's the lady. You know, trying to give you a cash flow. When the question that I heard y'all, I see you know that stuff about. It's trying to give you a little bit of everybody or it's not that far. So I know that my cousin was going to be here to watch it for me. These people was not telling her that she was getting married like I didn't want my baby or something. And I really just fucking babysit. You understand? I literally just went to babysit because I could work. I didn't know that I was going to work, but I was like, give her my child. And it made me feel a certain type of way, but I didn't work out loud. It made me feel very a certain type of way that I can't enforce. And it was because I'm talking about the main part of the day. She
I'm not mad.